WIBC.com.
Do we have a sponsor yet for Crosstalk?
No. Yeah, I told you. I got a contact.
Okay.
Oh, no. Do you have a sponsor or do you have a contact?
Well, I'm an old both thing.
I'm an old sales manager. I know baloney when I hear it.
No, so I theoretically got a business card from someone who wants to be a sponsor.
There you go. That's all we need.
So Pat told me to send him the information.
Yeah.
So we'll see what comes of this.
Did you?
Man.
No, I haven't yet.
Okay,
I have your Terry gave me your phone number actually, so you'll be getting a text from me this week.
I'm not very responsible.
Sasha, don't ever go into sales without, I got a name.
So what's going on in town? There was like 3 big buses over by the Conrad.
I saw that also, and I'm not sure.
That whole Conrad thing, it's like, if I ever just tried to, they just take up whatever space of Washington they want.
I know there was supposed to be like a cheer conference at some point, but I don't know if that's what they're
I don't know. I just wondered what would happen if I decided to take up one lane of Keystone and just park, people there, my customers there. They do it, no problem.
You'd probably get in trouble, but you can always give it
but why don't they get in trouble? Why do they get to just take whatever they want?
They got people.
I will say Washington over here is the same way with those DoorDash delivery people. They just park in the bus lane.
Yes, they do.
It's insane.
Really?
It's so dangerous. Don't do that, people. Don't do that.
No, we need to start tasing people.
All right, well,
that's what we need to do. What
Citizen
this city needs more tasing.
Oh, boy.
Citizens arrest meets citizens tasing.
That reminds me of
and if elected, I will. Every public official will be equipped with a taser.
We need a Gomer Pyle. Remember Gomer Pyle?
Oh, so it's just public officials. So we're not all getting tasers.
No, you have to buy your own.
Okay.
But don't.
Sort of sounds like headsets.
Don't be surprised that you get tased by the guy that's plowing the street, because he will be deputized.
It looks like the Harlem Globetrotters are in town, so I wonder
really?
if it's
I forgot
all of them.
about that. Yeah.
Well,
then
okay. That changes everything. They can park wherever they want.
Unless it's the Generals. That's the team that they play against.
That's right, the Washington Generals.
Look at you, Allison. You know.
Oh, I've been to a couple of
games.
I
love the Globetrotters. Haven't been since I was a kid, but we'd go all the time.
See, you're the Washington. I would be the Washington Generals. Okay, I have to keep a straight face while you do all these antics, and then you would definitely be a Harlem Globetrotter.
I was dumb enough to.
You're
not realize that they weren't really trying, and I was surprised how bad they were.
Yeah. The edge of your seat the whole time.
Yeah.
Wonder who's gonna win.
All right, Sasha, if you need me to run down any stories or anything.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to just do my next, multiple newscasts?
You don't want that.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Easy, Sasha.
Because don't you go by the facts or something?
I'm supposed to.
Isn't that your motto?
On second thought, Sasha, you need to go into sales.
Thank you.
Mine would be a very opinionated, and it would run long. So.
If you're running long through 11, you're just going into your own show, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, that's fair. Okay, then.
Oh, boy.
I guess we'll mosey on down the road. Sasha, thank you. Hey, good morning. Welcome to Saturday's Home and Garden program, brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Well, welcome to this gloomy morning.
Up north, it was slushy and slick. Now, as you get down closer to Indianapolis, it's not quite as bad.
How much snow did we get? I've been in Atlanta all week.
I don't think we got any this week.
So I think last Friday, not yesterday, the week before, we had gotten the 4 inches. Right?
Yeah.
But have you had any more snow since then?
I don't think so. Flurries.
We got a little bit that Friday too. So Monday and Friday of last week. I know where I lived at one point we had a total of almost 10 inches.
Yeah.
So I think we've been varying on 8.
And you're sort of southwest.
Morgan County area.
Morgan, Kentucky.
Don't say that.
What?
That's
Morgan, Kentucky?
Not nice to the people that live there.
Only we're allowed to say that.
Yeah. We can make fun of your Carmel address.
I had 100 plumbers on the road, and 85 of them were from Morgan County.
And did you say...
that's what they called it, Morgan, Kentucky.
We're allowed to say it.
You're allowed to say it.
Yeah.
Just think it's disrespectful.
But anyway, yeah, it's actually really funny because last weekend I had the urge to build a snowman. because
Really?
I was like, this
Do
this
you
never
wanna
happens.
build a snowman?
So my family and I, as all adults, we made some snowmen in our front yard. And this morning I looked out and they're now headless snowmen.
Oh.
So it's not as a beautiful sight. There's some hats on the ground, some
Yeah.
scarves floating
what
around.
Did you have to wet the snow at all? Did you spray it down? Oh, no. It was just all
it was
workable?
perfect packing. But yeah, so now there's going to be some headless snowmen around.
It's funny because yesterday evening we worked until about 6:30 at the Christmas show in Atlanta, and I was looking at some Frosty the Snowman ornaments.
Oh, yeah?
I'm thinking, wonder if I should. Frosty kind of gets with all the stuff we do. We're doing a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer look because it did so well on its 60th anniversary. So we found some new stuff for that, and Christmas Story, a lot of the movies, and then this is Pooh, Winnie the Pooh. I believe it's the 100th year.
Oh, my.
Is it really?
Of the book, I believe that's what I was just told, lied to by a salesman.
Have you read any of those to your grandchildren?
Not yet.
Christopher Robin's, Winnie the Pooh, none of that?
That was my favorite
That
as a
was it?
kid. My first sentence.
Me too, Allison.
My first sentence was "Tut tut, it looks like rain," and that's from the
Tut, tut.
original
That's right.
movie. So that makes my heart happy. But yes,
So I'll have to check that. But that's
to your
what
point, Frosty the Snowman gets overlooked.
They do. Frosty
Poor
gets
guy.
overlooked because we do all these other things, and I was looking at, I don't know where I was, but I thought, poor Frosty. Because I
So,
even skip Frosty in some of like the puzzles and stuff
Sure.
like that. It's like, it's just Frosty.
What's the greatest innovation of stuff that you're bringing in? Did you see any electronics? Did you see any? What's the most unusual you're bringing in?
You know what is still continues to be very, very hot, and everybody has it, is the infinity mirrors, like in the shapes of Christmas trees, and so now you can get licensed stuff and Mickey and Hello Kitty, and like we have Colts ones coming, IU. They're trying to get Purdue, but
You have a phone call.
yeah, I do. Sorry.
Oh, also, I guess we should clarify for people listening what you were doing in Atlanta and what is this random show you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I should
No,
explain.
you're fine. We get
I got
excited.
home. We flew in at last night. We got home at 11:45. Well, no, I bet it must have been 10:45. And I got home at midnight.
So you look
Got to bed at 1.
Christmas buying show.
It is
down in
the
Atlanta,
America's
Georgia.
Mart, which is 3. They're like 18 to 20-story buildings.
It's crazy.
And they're connected by these catwalks that go across. There's 3 buildings, and I'm sure they put those in later. But so you just look up, and when you're going from building 1. Normally we work in building 1 and building 2. Building 1 is Christmas, and then the lower floors are furnishings. But Christmas is 16 to 20, and then you shoot across to the other side, which is still Christmas, but a little more gift mixed in, and so it's.
Do they give you a budget, or do you all spread out because you take a crew there?
Do they give me a budget?
Yeah.
I'm the owner.
That's what I'm saying. Do they hold you
I have no
back?
budget.
Do you give them a budget?
Do I give them a budget?
Like each department, maybe?
No, I really meant, do they give you? Because usually the
No.
owner's out of control.
That is true. Yeah, we try to. No, not officially, but we. Everybody has
There's ballpark numbers.
So we had 12 people
Oh, my
that
goodness.
flew down there. So, and as we were leaving, it's the College National Football Championship, and it just so happens that Ohio State was staying in our hotel.
Oh, my gosh.
So as we were leaving, the security in the last 24 hours was unbelievable. I had to go to the bathroom. It's like, I got stopped. Do you have credentials? It's like, no, except I'm going to pee on your leg.
You didn't say that.
No, because he had a gun.
Well.
But I mean, there was police everywhere, and it's like, so that was their hotel. So like behind the the check-in desk is all the Ohio State banners, nothing about,
yeah.
and it's like,
Wow.
I didn't really understand. It's like, oh no, this is their hotel.
There you go.
So, but yeah, so then you go and you shop. I mean, the showrooms are. I mean, I've been immersed in Christmas for 6. So we got there Sunday morning at 7:30 a.m.
Did you find the margarita machine?
We did look. No, we already have those, but we did look at some new margarita mixes
No.
that you can do at home.
No, you
Oh, yeah.
getting the margarita.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
That helps the shopping go easier.
Yeah. I mean, we work long days. I mean, you work till almost 8 o'clock at night.
Do you have a
some
morning
nights.
huddle or an evening huddle after everybody, so
No.
you don't all go out to the same things?
Different people. You kind of, but this year, our decorators from Keystone, Mary Lou and Marty, I didn't see them for 3 days.
Wow.
So,
Well, they probably saw you coming.
yeah. So I do my
Turned
thing.
around, went the other way.
My stuff tends to be bigger, so it's longer. I mean, I can spend 6-7 hours in one place.
Were you the one that bought the Sasquatch? Were you the one that bought the big bear? Okay, you're the big stuff guy.
Yeah.
And the moose?
And the moose.
Because each department is like in charge of stuff. So the Yellow House ladies are in charge of gift shop stuff.
Yep, and
then
decor.
And then you're in charge of like the big hot items.
I am in charge of a little more commodities,
Yeah.
like wreaths, not, just your regular run-of-the-mill wreaths and garlands. And
Your grandson's mother, Arden, posted something about your new grandson. It was a picture of this angelic-looking boy, and she goes, "This is what he looks like after he blew out his diaper."
Oh, did Arden post this?
Arden posted this, blew out his diaper, blew out his baby seat, blew out everything. And she goes, "This is what he looks like after he got cleaned up." And it's this angelic boy, but you can every parent knows what a blowout of a diaper means.
Mm-hmm. Little Patty.
Little Patty.
So, but anyway, so we, but these infinity things, here's the thing, and they can go up to, they're big. They're like, I mean, they're from small to put in your window to, 5-6 foot. And you look at this 5-6 foot thing, it's like, oh, what great, that'd be great in the yard. Well, they're not weatherproof.
What?
No.
Are you saying they're mirrors?
Yeah, the mirrors, that we had in the store where you look
Okay.
in, it has depth to it. They're only
Okay.
about 3/4 of an inch.
And they're not outdoor proof?
No,
Huh.
What?
no.
Because that would be kind of odd to have like a 6-foot one in the middle of your
Exactly.
living room.
Well, even more. So they've really expanded this line. I hope everyone knows what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's hard to describe.
It's like you look into it and it looks like it just goes forever.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? I mean, it's like Snow White's mirror.
That has nothing to do with this infinity. I don't know. I think you're getting wrapped up in something else there. But anyways, you look, so they're in the shape of, snowmen, Santa Claus, and then the sports stuff. And they even made some like these great it's a sleigh and like 4 deer, and they're on stakes, right? So you'd stake them in the ground.
But they're not weatherproof.
But they're not weatherproof. And I said to the person, it's like, okay, so they're not weatherproof. These are on stakes. Do you just drill holes into your floor? And so it's kind of this big, they're kind of doing this little dance of, they know people are using them outside. So really best for porches.
Okay.
But it's cool. They are 2-sided. So the smaller ones you could put in a window, and they can be seen from outside and
All
then
right,
also
so-
from inside.
So they can handle cold, but they can't handle moisture.
Moisture.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
I guess if you live in warmer climates, maybe.
The desert, maybe.
I guess. Californians.
Great for the desert.
Yeah.
So,
Just
but
up our market.
we sold a ton of them this year, but
Yeah, they're cool looking, but yeah, that's interesting. They're not outdoor proof. Because I wouldn't even look at the label. I would just assume.
I know you would assume it's like, hey, here's a 6-foot snowman. Sir, you got to put that in the family room.
Oh gosh.
So we'll work on that. 239-9393 is our number. What's on the show plan today?
Oh, we will mention really quick. Terry is at the home show at the State
Yeah.
Fairground. She's emceeing this weekend and next weekend.
Yeah.
So that's where she'll be. If you're out there, say hi to her for us.
Yep. And so I'm pretty tired.
Pat's exhausted.
So we might be playing some music.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. The best of it's going to be.
Ethan has some rap lined up. I'm just
Okay,
kidding.
that would be great. This
He
is
got in
going to
trouble
be.
for playing rap last weekend.
We'll do an all 70s request. So 239-9393. Coming right back, 93 WIBC.
And the land is dark, and the moon is the only light we'll see.
If you're just waking
No,
up,
I won't
it's an ugly morning.
be afraid.
Started off a little bit of rain and drizzle, and then if you were up
Be
north
afraid.
in Hamilton County, you got some flurries, and now that's
Hey,
all turned
Denny.
to slush.
Song's part of the all request.
You know,
You're talking over.
Now, wait a minute. You almost
The
went a full
request.
25 minutes without correcting me. I think that's a new record.
I think we should listen to the tapes back.
Oh, well.
I don't know if that's the case.
I don't think that's the case.
You evidently don't understand all requests Saturday morning.
Stand By Me. Hey, if you love that song, there is a up-and-coming, not really up-and-coming, country artist. His name is Steven Wilson Jr., and he is from Indiana. He was a science guy for 10 years, then became a songwriter, and he did a cover of this, and it's going viral right now, and it's so good. It's so good.
Can we find it?
Yeah, Ethan Magic.
Can find it.
He's on it.
He's magic.
And the night,
there we go.
the night has come.
Little Willie Nelson sound.
Yeah.
And all the land is dark. And the moon is the only light you ever see.
It's pretty cool.
I can see two beakers pouring them together in a science experiment.
But yeah, it's pretty good.
That's very cool.
Yeah, but I think it's...
What was his name?
Steven Wilson Jr., right?
Steven Wilson is a young guy?
He's I think in his 40s. Like he had this huge science career, and
Science?
yeah, like he was a science person.
Oh.
Like in labs and stuff.
Scientist.
I don't know what they're called.
They're called
A
scientists.
science man, a mad scientist.
Okay.
In southern Indiana, and then he became a songwriter in Nashville, and then yeah. So anyway,
That's
that
pretty
made me
cool.
think of that. So,
There you go. Steve joins us on the program. Hey, Steve, I have an idea. Are you there, Steve? Can you pod Steve up?
He doesn't want to hear it.
There you go. Hey, Steve.
Hi, Pat. Your ideas are always excellent and very
Okay.
feasible.
Oh,
Because
dear
I know
Lord.
you're part of national security, and I know that everybody's worried about this TikTok thing. What's going to happen,
yeah.
and they're going to
The ban on
So
Sunday.
what I was thinking is that if everyone on TikTok would just move over to Facebook, and just kind of, wouldn't it be great to see all these young crazy people on Facebook, and all the people my age going, what the hell is going on? You can't do that.
You know,
I just-
on Facebook, that's where the younger generation cooks. And I'm sure Ethan and Allison can explain to you what that means in their lingo.
What does that mean?
They cook?
They cook like
That's where they do their thing. They cook.
they cook.
Oh.
Over on TikTok, or are they cooking over on Facebook?
You know, like you cook at the hardware store, Pat.
Oh. Like in the restaurant?
He's not getting it.
Like I said, Allison and Ethan can explain it to you.
Okay.
Hey, Steve, there's
Hey,
a...
spill the tea on this, Steve. I need to know what you're talking about.
Ethan, do you know? Do you know what he's talking about when someone? He said cook. People cook on Facebook.
Oh yeah, they're like cooking it up. So
Cooking it up.
Yeah. So like
What does that mean?
when Denny says one of his little like sly like cool as the shady side of a glacier, one of his sayings like
Yeah,
that.
the ones that
We'd be
Pat
like-
never hears.
Yeah, we'd be like, Denny cooked right there.
He's cooking. All right.
Yeah,
He's
he
cooking.
cooked right there.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve,
still
I don't
don't
know
really
if you...
get it.
Steve, if you haven't seen the article by Nicole Russell in the Star, it says social media influencers sell fake live to teens. Anxiety, depression, follow. It's an opinion piece, but it talks about social media and really how seductive it is. If you get a chance, just go to the Star and try to pull that one up because it is a really good article, Steve.
Yeah, we all look at things that every day. We look at things on our phones that tell us our lives aren't as
Suck.
good
Yeah.
as what we're watching.
Yeah,
We
and
are
it-
not as cool. We are not in these great places.
It's a fraud, and
It is a fraud.
It's very seductive to teenagers, and now they're seeing what the downstream of all this is, and it's anxiety, depression, and
without
misery.
a doubt.
Yeah.
So
Well, Steve, are we safe for the big game in Atlanta?
You know, Pat had a chance to see how local authorities are securing the game there personally, and it's probably a good thing he did not confront that officer with his biological emergency.
That's right. Yes.
The reason I'm calling, Pat, is Sullivan Hardware has nothing on Amazon because one of my coworkers who lives in Yellow Springs, Ohio, and Denny, the reason Yellow Springs, Ohio is important is because that's the home of Dave Chappelle.
Oh.
And And my coworker just completed this old house project on a house that was built in 1869.
Wow.
And I said, and he says, I got this grand living room. And I go, well, what are you doing for a Christmas tree? And he said, I got my old one here, but I need a bigger Christmas tree. And I said, I know a place that can probably meet that need. And Lauren, who does great work there at Sullivan Hardware, I told her what the situation was, and she suggested a Christmas tree for my coworker. He went online using the end-of-year after Christmas sale, bought a 9-foot Christmas tree.
Oh, nice.
And showed up box undamaged at his house.
I love it.
And just wanted to let you know that Amazon has nothing on Sullivan Hardware, Pat.
That's cool.
Wow. That's, yeah. The only thing they have on us is they can ship a Christmas tree in about 3 minutes. And it probably takes us about half a day.
One of my big complaints about Amazon is that we have a long driveway, and that's okay. I mean, I got to turn around up there. But my porch goes out, and these guys drop off these boxes 50 feet from the front door. And and then they say, how was your delivery? Were you happy? And I always write, no. And then they don't even ask why. But, I'm not a big Amazon fan. I mean, I buy stuff from Amazon when I gotta, but man, oh man, do they drive me crazy.
80-20 rule. The
What's
80-20 rule. Try to purchase 80% of your items from your community.
There you go.
And I'm not talking about just small businesses. I'm talking about Lowe's, Home Depot, places because our neighbors work at those places. Buddy. And then the things that you can't find that, 20% online.
That's good rule.
Yeah.
And Allison, do you have any messages for me to give to Terry? Because I'm sitting here in the home show parking lot. Because I thought you guys would be out here handing out the best bag in the world, the WIBC bag.
No, a few years ago, Pat got us banned from the home show.
Yeah.
And it was ugly, but I don't know if we'll ever go back.
I understand.
Yeah.
Pat, one more question.
Yes, sir.
Actually, one more comment about the Christmas tree. I told him next year after he unpacks the Christmas tree, not to try to pack the whole tree back in the box.
Exactly. Exactly. That is,
it's like getting the toothpaste back in the tube. You can't
but it's
do
like,
it.
no, and you should not do it because that's what can damage a Christmas tree. So if it comes in one box, it should be split into 2 boxes. If it came in 2 boxes, it maybe should be split into 3.
That's probably a good idea.
It is an excellent idea.
We use the bags, or we leave them standing up and throw a plastic bag over the top of them.
Yeah, there you go.
And the last thing, Pat, is I am all with you on keeping the Christmas tree up. We took all the ornaments off, and it just makes this morning on this gloomy morning, the 9-foot Christmas tree that I bought at Sullivan Hardware, one of the 4 Christmas trees that I own that I purchased at Sullivan Hardware, it provides a nice morning light in the living room when we were having our breakfast.
Well, it really does. I was actually quite surprised when I came to work here at Emmis today that the Christmas tree, the 12-foot Christmas tree, still stands beautifully lit in the lobby of the Emmis Communications building. However, I was surprised because we haven't picked it up yet. So the thing about the people that own this building, does Jeff still own this building? Simoleon?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
so
Emma still owns it.
Emma still.
Yeah.
So they don't really know where the Christmas tree comes from. It's something I started like
it just shows up
20 years ago, maybe. One year they had the, and this is how long ago, it was the Salvation Army Radiothon was in the lobby, and they didn't really have any decor. So I set down a 12-foot tree and then a bunch of 6-7-foot trees for a little decor. Mm-hmm. So then it looked so nice the next year. That's when they moved the whole Salvation Army to our store. And I just kept sending the tree down. So no one really knows. So if they're mad about it still being up, they wouldn't know who to call.
I think it's hilarious.
It is, and it's my own little joke. It's like I set up a 12-foot tree in a building downtown, and no one really knows where it comes from.
And Steve's right. It is nice to still see Christmas trees up. I know a lot of people are anti it, but I mean, I like it. It's especially for these gloomy days.
Yeah, we have lights put up on our house, and just nice white lights, warm white. I love them, leaving them on. It's so dreary this time of year.
Yeah.
But you're right. Like, I mean, there's people that are like, oh, and I get it if you have a waving Santa and reindeer and all that stuff. But if it's just nice lights.
Yeah, ambiance.
Come on, let's do it. Steve, great hearing from you.
Hey, Pat, I look forward to seeing the whimsical things that you purchased at the Christmas show on display starting November 15th at Keystone in Allisonville.
November 15th. You're going to see those things in October, pal.
Thanks for calling, Steve.
See you, Steve. Coming right back with more. We got Jeff coming up.
We got in the weeds.
We got in the weeds. That's what's coming up. But then we'll follow that up with your calls. 93 WIBC.
She's been living in her uptown world. I bet she never had a backstreet guy. I bet her mama never told her why. I'm gonna try for her uptown girl. She's been living in her white bread world as long as anyone with hot blood can. And now she's looking for a downtown man.
Hey, good morning. Welcome. Saturday's Home and Garden program brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation.
I can't get no respect.
Wait a minute. Was that the bump?
I can't get no respect. Play my bump for In the Weeds.
Oh, I forgot.
Dang. You missed my Gomer Pyle joke?
We all try to forget. That went right over my head.
To be honest, we were all trying to move
on. It is time. Whether you like it or not.
At least Terry's not here getting her mic shut off,
This might be a good time to go out and look for your keys that are under the car seat.
All right, so Patrick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hold on to your seats. It's In the Weeds with Denny Smith.
There is a publication that has been around for 2 centuries. 2 centuries. And I happened to be reading it, and I got tired of reading the articles, so I just went back to the back of the book to see what it was. And I've given Pat and I've given Allison.
This is a Farmer's Almanac?
You need to read this, first of all. Mm-hmm. All right, so I ask you to pick one of the ads that are in the back of this double-century publication. Nobody would expect these type of ads. Pat, read one of the ads in the back.
Ruth Ann, psychic spiritualist. Spiritual Indian cleansings removes troubles, worries, problems, sickness, reunites lovers, solves all problems. Available 24/7. You can visit Ruth Ann at 709 Black Sun Avenue in Austin, Texas. Or give them a call.
All right, so here's one that now this is a very reputable thing. Asian women, overseas pen pals, romance. Free brochure, send self-addressed stamped envelope, pick, box 4601, Thousand Oaks, California. Allison, you pick out one.
Oh, here's one. Master Spiritualist Brother Daniel, 55 years experience, helping all matters of life.
Brother Daniel?
Stop your searching. Ends confusion, negativity, and I can and will solve all of your problems. Love, marriage, family, divorce, blockages. Wow, that's a promise.
Blockages. Are we talking about constipation?
Blockages are a problem.
Court cases. Man, he does it all. Even sickness. True answers, real results.
I'm almost embarrassed to tell you that In the Weeds is
fails.
In the Weeds is brought to you by my good friends at EF Marburger, 9999 North Allisonville Road. They are your pros. They got a big special going on, 15% off glass tile and whatever. All right, I'm going to read one, then I'm going to turn it over to Pat. Here's one. Reverend Jackson, voodoo healer. Guaranteed to remove cross conditions, bad luck, sickness, roots, and pain. Pat, you got one?
Yes, I have an angel psychic who's just a medium clairvoyant rather than a large. This is a medium. Is that what that means? Spiritual, positive energy, and you know what? With a little asterisk, accurate, honest, healing. www.truepsychicreader.com.
These are all. I did go to a couple of the websites. I'm afraid I tried to cleanse all the.
I bet you went to the Asian women one.
No, but I wanted to make sure I didn't get any cookies on there. Allison, have you found another one that you like?
Sister Mary. She's a powerful root worker. Love healing, stress relief.
A root worker?
Removes bad luck, helps you get rid of coworkers who does weird segments. Immediate results.
I'll do one more.
So I'm going to give her a call.
One more is from Psychic Sonia. Free reading. God-gifted Indian spiritualist. Chakra healing. Love cleansing. Helps bring back old lovers. Oh, boy. That might cause some problems. Reunites lovers guaranteed. Happiness, luck, career, finance, marriage, and love. So where did these all come from, ladies and gentlemen?
I say Farmer's Almanac.
I'd say the phone book.
The phone book? No, they're not in the back. Pat, you nailed it.
Church directory.
You nailed it. It's in the back of the Farmer's Almanac 2025. And I could not find a legitimate ad back there. I mean, it's all this hogwash.
Wait, this is like current ads?
Yeah, 2025. Yeah, those are all current.
Those are all current ads. This was a Christmas gift that Terry got me, and I was looking for In the Weeds, and I was going to do stuff about weather phobias.
Wow. We should call some of these people.
Let's do that on air. You give that to, I tell you what, Hammer and Nigel, this is good work for them.
No, forget them. I want to learn about my love and my remove my bad luck.
So let me kind of tag on to what your thing is. You're surprised that the Farmer's Almanac would have all these crazy ads. So I was listening on Sirius Radio, and I was listening to one of the news stations. I think it was Fox, maybe.
Yeah.
Fox or CNN, one of those. And you get different commercials on the radio than you do on their broadcasts on TV. So you hear all the time an ad for California Psychics.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do hear.
California Psychics, where they don't take just any psychic if they try. They only take 1 out of every 10 that apply. So they're the good psychics.
They're exclusives. Sure. Yeah.
Either that or they're the psychics that are willing to work for less money.
I think we could pass you off as a psychic, Pat. I really think we could pass you off as one.
But it's like, that's a reputable news channel.
Yeah.
Well,
CNN,
days,
Fox, whoever it was, and it's like that's.
Advertising must pay. I mean, that is a year-long book that will sit around like a TV guide will all month long. And to think that was the bulk. Allison, did you see any other? Oh, you're reading one of the articles.
I found one. She's called the Holy Hugger. She's affectionately known by her followers as the Hugging Saint. She's an Indian spiritual leader and humanitarian. Her name is Amma. She hosts free programs around the world to inspire others to follow a path of selfless service, sharing in her wisdom, and at the end of each program, she embraces all participants.
I wonder how much an ad costs. I wonder how much an ad costs in the back of the Farmer's Almanac.
Let's get you one, Denny. We'll do the In the Weeds segment.
In the Weeds.
Colonel Krusty.
Like where the people can hear it in the weeds every Saturday.
And my thanks to the ladies at EF Marburger and all the guys, too. By the way, their installers are impeccable installers. I mean, if you want flooring done the right way, these folks at EF Marburger are the
not
real
only
deal.
Having your floor put in correctly, but also seeing into your future.
Seeing into your future.
Because a lot of EF Marburger installers are trained psychics.
I also love the fact that we are a home and garden show, and Denny brought in the old Farmer's Almanac, and instead of talking about what's in it, he talks about the ads in the back.
The ads.
I feel like that's a summary
I'm in marketing,
of the show,
you know. It's all about the customer experience.
I'm gonna get Jeff real quick, but I know we got to go. But Jeff's from Morgantown. Hey, Jeff.
Actually, I wasn't. I went to Warren, but I have lived in Monroe County as well as at Lake Lemon, and I was telling Allison. We used to call Morgantown, Morgantucky, but now that I live here in Morgantown, I think it'll slide if she lets me go.
I think it's a great place.
Oh,
you want me to update the thing on the house?
Yes,
please.
Because you lost a house in Malibu to the California fires.
And Allison, the 6365 zip code out there, right? 9026365.
Oh, sure.
Yep.
Yeah, so we were really near the Palisades. So we've definitely lost our home, and we kind of put our middle brother, in charge of it all because he dealt in 60s furniture like lift chairs, Marilyn Monroe lift chairs, and Sputnik lamps, and Eames chairs, and so that whole place was decked out 60s. That's why a lot of people like to rent it because it stayed the same way. I will tell you that our biggest fear now is we're going out the 15th of February because it's as soon as I can get there. Unfortunately, it's on a Saturday. I'm going to miss the show, which I hate. But I will tell you this. We're now scared of in 2 weeks or a week or two out, they're saying that the rainstorms are going to come now. But now we're going to worry about mudslides that are going to ruin the people that didn't have their house burnt down or their property.
Jeff,
and now they got to worry about my
Jeff, tomorrow on the first day, you tune in at 11:45. I was asked to do a piece about the insurance underwriting that takes place in Florida and in California. It's a really interesting economic effect. But thanks for sharing that and keeping us at a
Hey, Jeff, if you still have a little something to say, stay on the line. We are just up against a hard break here. We're coming right back, 93 WIBC.
Young enough to say, oh, this has gotta be the good life. This has gotta be the good life. This could really be the good life, good life. I say, oh.
Hey, good morning. Welcome. Saturday's Home and Garden program brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Regular Jeff, we're going to bring Jeff back up. So Jeff last week surprised us with the story that
the sad story.
His family, his grandparents had a home in Malibu, right? Malibu,
California.
And so then after they passed away, and the parents, and so Jeff and his two brothers own this house, and it was destroyed by the fire. And the thing about this house was it was very unique because it was kept kind of as their grandparents had it, and I guess, Jeff, that includes the furnishings inside, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah, all of it. I mean, there were so many things that were destroyed because my brother tried to keep all the 60s things. You know, that's what he did, was he dealt in 60s furniture,
Okay.
and he still does, okay? So there were things in there, I've told you before, you know, of signed autograph, actually pictures. I don't want to say pictures. What do I want to say?
Photographs.
I want to say
Headshots.
no, not photographs. No, I'm talking about portraits.
Oh, like a Mona Lisa.
You said that they signed the
Yes.
walls in some cases, which is really
Yes,
cool.
they did, and they signed the pictures. James Garner, Blue Eyes, Frank Sinatra, things like from Phyllis Diller, that she did a little art. You know, Phyllis Diller didn't become a comedian until she was 35 or 40. So, you know, little things like that. So the first thing I wanted to say, though, okay, and why, I'm glad you let me say this. So just let me finish here, and I'll let you go, man. I know you're busy.
Not really.
I want to say that I didn't have much of a father growing up. Okay, I was the oldest son and wasn't expected, and we won't go into that. But the whole thing is, I really appreciate you. I was born in 61. I'll be 64 on May 26th. But Pat and Denny, I appreciate you guys, and you're like dads to me. That's why I listen to this station, or not only for that reason, but your show. So I would hope that you would accept that as saying what I'm trying to say from my heart is, you're like dads to me, man. It's like I can relate to everything that you're saying, and, you know,
Aw.
physically
that's very sweet.
impossible to happen.
That's really kind, Jeff.
And that's kind that you said, I don't remind you of a dad. I really appreciate that as well.
Yeah. Stop driving so fast and clean your room. Be nice to your mother.
I think Pat would prefer you think of him as a brother, though. I think he's a little insulted.
No, I
with
am
age,
not.
But
I'm not.
but
I'm flattered.
Jeff,
Jeff,
you're
that's
one of
really
the fun
sweet.
callers because you always have something intelligent to say. And not to say that our callers don't, but you're very routine and you're very reliable, and we appreciate you too, buddy.
Well, thank you very much, man. Consider everything that I do and listen to the show and promote it to everyone I know. I know I've got about 20,000 people that listen to WIBC because they've all followed me over 50 years I've listened.
Wow.
So you guys keep
There
doing
you
what
go.
you're doing.
One more
I
thing,
love you
Jeff.
all.
One more thing. Stay out of jail.
Stay out of jail, son.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
All right, see you,
buddy.
see you, Jeff. Clean
well, that
your
was
room.
sweet.
That was the nicest caller
That was
of the
very
day.
sweet.
What is that good or what?
Your check's in the mail, Jeff.
No, I think that's sweet.
Allison.
No, it is sweet. No, it's very sweet.
Yeah, I mean, over the years, we've different people that have. You just feel like you become kind of their companion a little bit.
Oh,
on
yeah.
the radio.
Yeah, I think that's what's so special about, especially the WIBC audience, because so many have listened for so long. They know the history.
Radio
of
is
it
like
with
that.
you.
I used to deliver morning papers, and on WIRE was Uncle Wally Neerling from 14:30 a.m. It was before I started listening to 1070, and every morning I was listening to Uncle Wally Neerling at 4 o'clock in the morning. And the first time I met him,
Was Uncle Wally a local guy?
oh yeah, He was WIRE. In fact, that's where Charlie Morgan got his start. He started working at 1430 over there off of Cold Springs
I will say,
Road.
since we're talking about history of WIBC, I did want to mention it was Dick Crumb's 89th birthday this week.
That's right.
And we posted on our social media page, and over 400 people sent messages and loved him.
Isn't that great?
You talked to him. You said he sounds great.
How's he sound?
He sounded really, really strong. He sounded really, really good. I don't think he had his hearing aids in, and I only had to repeat one thing, but he really did sound sharp. I said, "How you doing?" He goes, "Okay."
Aw.
Okay, so
Good.
And didn't you say that he got
passed
his driver's license, renewed his driver's license?
Took him 30 days to renew his driver's license. He was a bit upset about that, but he got it. So that means he can go down to the farm too.
Okay, great.
Yeah, he's still going down to the farm.
All right, he takes his lane in the middle, so
Yes, he does.
careful.
Yes, he does.
All right, well, we certainly miss Dick. I need to give him a call. Is it 244-2218?
That sounds
Is that his
close.
number?
I can look it up for you.
Sure, let's call it.
Not a bad idea, but
Yeah.
I don't think he would like that.
He wouldn't be up right now.
Oh, that's true, too. He is. He's
Or
always
he's at Goodwill.
always been a late sleeper. All right, 239-9393. We'll get Fulton's call and then yours when we return for hour number 2 of Saturday's Home and Garden program right here on 93 WIBC. Hi, Sasha.
Hello.
So I spent the week in Atlanta at the big Christmas gift show.
Okay.
And so we had 12 people down there, and so we're buying for Christmas 2025. That is when you order it. So you order a year in advance, and so you spend a lot of time. It's massive, and I have this is a pet peeve. This segment can be about pet peeves, right?
Oh, okay. Okay.
People that talk on their cell phone when they're in a bathroom stall.
Fair enough. Yeah.
That is crazy. It is crazy. It's like,
Pat, we walk on a closed track, and people will be talking, coming up behind you and think, what'd I do? What'd I do? They're on their phone all the way around the track.
That's at least you're in a bathroom stall.
Yeah, for me, the one that really gets me is when people are like walking through the grocery store and they have the contact on speaker.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we don't all need to be hearing this conversation.
And then when you're in the bathroom stall, so that's kind of an important thing of all of our lives. And when you hear the conversation, it's not urgent.
Clearly
it's not urgent.
Yeah.
Clearly, they don't have a nervous bladder because they just don't care.
No, it's just like, hey, what are you doing later? It's like, it's not like, oh, the key, the spare key. No,
It's always
it's
casual.
stupid stuff. It's like you're going to the bathroom.
Did you say anything?
No, I didn't say anything because I have manners.
No,
he
because
was
you
going
didn't
to
have a
bathroom.
microphone in front of your mouth.
That's hilarious.
But
it's
it
true.
is.
It's true, though. It's a special kind of person.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, but especially there are certain phone etiquette things that I feel like really have been missed by certain people that I'm like, maybe we should like I hate to say like we should have instructions on how to use your cell phone, but there are times when I'm like,
learning how to, when you need to take a call, to step away, to a private spot to take that call. And like we ring, and it just happens. I mean, we ring out customers all the time that they're on their phone.
yeah.
That's what.
Well, remember when Zoom was really popular during COVID and it was becoming a problem where people were going to the restroom?
Yep.
On Zoom.
Zoom?
But because you couldn't see it technically, because it's your face. But same premise. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Or you're
don't
just very
know.
comfortable and maybe we're the issue. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. But I do feel like, especially with me, like when I go out to restaurants, for example, like I really try to not be on my phone at all, or if I click on it, it's to like check the time or something.
Good for
because
you, Sasha.
I
Good
look
for
at some tables and there are like families with kids, and like so the parents are just sitting there on their phones, and I'm like, that's not.
And we can all
fun.
be and. Let's face it, we can all be guilty of that.
For sure.
Right? But I see the same thing. And sometimes, though, where phones have taken away the fun discussions, the back and forth, when you're trying to decide whether Merv Griffin is still alive. And it's like, the show, and he's still executive producer of, no, he's dead. And now you just like, no, he died. it's all right there. It kind of takes away those fun, when you start talking to the table next to you. Is Merv Griffin dead?
I mean, I don't know if I am totally with you on that, because I do think having Google can be quite the asset.
Oh, it is. No, that's fine. I'm just saying that now everyone's just on their phones.
I get that. But yeah, I think for me, like I will say though, I don't get frustrated very often, but the one thing that like actually enrages me is that at the movie theater, even though they have these ads before every movie that are like, turn your phone off, keep it off, people are still on their phones in the movie. And I'm like, I do not want to see your screen brightness while I'm trying to watch this movie. It totally throws me off.
Yeah.
Gets me every time.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sash.
I know.
No.
She's at the maximum level of pistivity back there.
Yeah,
I mean, that's why that's a closed booth
didn't mean
over
to
there.
get her fired up about people talking in the stall.
I mean, hey.
Yeah.
Whatever works. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sasha.
So much for
No problem.
There are those times in your life where you make a very public error and you hurt somebody's feelings. And today I said that I got the Old Farmer's Almanac for Christmas from the wrong person. It was actually my buddy Ethan Patterson that gave me the Old Farmer's Almanac. But I got 2 books at that time, and Ethan, I am really, really sorry, buddy.
He's really hurt.
Yeah, I know. He's not even looking at me now. I'm
That's
sorry.
a quarter.
You what?
That's a quarter.
That's a quarter.
Quarter.
Yeah.
Oh,
Poor,
boy.
So that you know.
Poor Ethan. Last weekend, he was.
He couldn't remember
to turn Terry's mic on, and
We all turn our own mics on, except for where Terry sits, there is no switch.
for some reason,
Yeah, because when they were doing this building in 1998, they got down to the budget, and they go, we cannot afford a switch on this microphone.
so crazy.
The one that I can't figure out is we have 4 switches in front of us. The white one is talk back. There is cough. Of course, that's obvious. If you're going to cough, you hit that button. It turns it off. There's an on-off, and then. But what is talk back? Who am I talking back to?
You can talk back to the booth.
To the booth, to the news booth.
Oh.
So for people who don't know, Sasha's actually in like a side studio, and there's a glass window. We can see her, but off air, if we wanted to talk to Sasha, we
So
can
if I
hold that
hit talk back right now, she would be the only one that would hear it if she were in the
I don't
booth.
think those things have
I don't think
worked
they work,
since
but I think that's the idea.
the early 2000s.
Well, we ought to give Terry one of our buttons and just have him reprogram it so she can control her own mic.
239-9393 is her number. You know who has a very special birthday coming up this week?
On
is
Monday.
Fulton.
Yeah.
Hello. Good morning.
Hey, Fulton. How's it going?
Great. How you guys doing?
Well, I think we're doing okay for a gloomy day that is soon going to be very cold. How about you?
You were born on Martin Luther King's birthday?
Yep, I was.
Wow. Pretty
It's a
special.
lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Yes,
That was that was my dad's birthday.
Was it really?
it was. Nice.
Yep.
Do you own a hardware store, Fulton?
Not yet.
Yeah.
I need to.
That's a good attitude. Not yet. Well, happy birthday tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm gonna be on the JMV Takeover tonight, and I was talking to Lindsay Morello and Gina Galeras on Thursday night.
Oh, from the Channel 13 girls. Or, Gina,
Yes.
formerly of Channel 13.
Yep, they were loving the song and everything, and I was on ZPO, and
Making
so
the
I've been.
rounds.
And he said, Jake said, we'll do the billboards like 98. Get me on the top of the billboards for 98.
Oh, I see. The Billboard top. The top. That's you.
So what
There
are you
you
doing
go.
for your birthday, Fulton?
I'm not sure yet.
You going to get a tattoo?
I don't know, maybe.
No.
No.
No tattoos, young man.
No tattoos for me.
That's right. That's right. Well, we hope you have a great birthday. How old are you going to be?
26.
26.
Gosh.
Wow.
Happy birthday, buddy. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Do you mind if I sing you guys a
No,
song real
not at
quick?
all. We got nothing else going.
Give us your best
All right.
2 minutes. Only on Saturday mornings do you get
Yeah.
this.
Ukulele.
Do you remember 21st night of September? Love was chasing the minds of pretender. I was chasing the clouds away.
Get out your horn, Denny.
This should crowd surf with Denny.
Good job,
Beautiful.
There you go.
Fulton.
Nice job,
I love
Fulton.
it.
Help me out. Is that Earth, Wind,
Fire.
is that Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Yes, it is.
I heard they were going to be on the benefit concert for California wildfires, and I'm thinking, oh man, can you change your name for just one performance?
I need
pretty
to
on the
see
nose.
if John can send a remix to Earth, Wind, and Fire to hear it.
There you go.
Hey, you did a good job, buddy. Happy
nice
birthday.
job. Happy birthday.
But tell John I'll probably be on there tonight.
All right.
You guys talking to him later today?
Yeah. We'll talk to JMV a little bit later on, and we'll let him know that you'll be calling, Fulton. Happy birthday. And Martin Luther King's birthday is the 15th.
Oh, that's right. We celebrated it
We celebrate on a
That's
Monday.
right.
Yeah, so
15th.
because I was thinking when I knew my father shared a birthday with Dr. King, and I was thinking, I don't remember my dad's birthday being the 20th.
Think how confusing that is. We celebrate
confusing.
special birthdays, and it's always the first Monday after the celebration. That's
kind of confusing.
only in the United States government can we do this.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're going to come right back. Our number 239-9393. We're going to talk a little bit of cold weather prep. So we got some very, very cold temperatures in, some reminders of what you should be looking for and what you can do to make sure that your house is prepared. Right here on 93 WIBC.
So this song is for, Crosby's friends who, before they knew they could grow it themselves. Smile. I love my aeroplane, 'cause she got style. I'm a treetop flyer. And I'll fly a whisker for you most anything but guns. The Bush League pilots, they just can't get the job done. You got to fly
I'm sorry,
down
who
into
is
the
this, Ethan?
canyons. You don't
I think this
never
came from
see
Bronco.
the sun.
This is Steven Still's song,
Oh, Stephen Stills, all right.
Treetop Flyer, a recommendation from one of the listeners.
Bronco.
Yeah.
Stephen Stills, Crosby, Stills, and Nash. And occasionally Young.
Yeah. All right, so we got all this cold weather coming in, boss, and you were teasing about.
Yeah, just
you
some.
know how bad it's going to get? It's going to be sub-zero for like 24, 48 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, glad to be back for that. Yeah, there's just some things I think we forget. One, the easy one is disconnecting the hose
Yeah.
from the spigot. And, I'm guilty. I did the one on where I walk in the door, but I'm pretty sure it's still connected on the other side of the house. So
You didn't go around to the back part of the house?
I'm a busy man. So I got to take care of that. Checking the if you have a crawl space, the crawl space hatch, because sometimes it's like
closed.
There, mine will have Now I just had Swainco came out and put a brand new one in for me.
Oh, that's cool.
Because when they did the inspection, they said, "Hey, there's been some settlement that." Because the problem, there was always like a little gap. Well, it just lets ton of cold air in.
And critters.
And critters, right? So make sure that's sealed well.
I got a phone call this week. When we get down below 5 degrees, 10 degrees for the first time, if you have an electric furnace or if you have a heat pump, your auxiliary banks kick in, and they have set for the better part of 300 days, and they're collecting lint or they're collecting stuff on them. And so when those auxiliary banks kick in, it smells like something's burning in the
Like
house.
on fire.
I got a phone call from a guy. He says, "Man, I think there's some fire going on." I said, "Do you have a heat pump?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "This is the first time it's gotten warm." I said, "Go over to your thermostat and see if it says aux 1 or aux 2, because they bring them in 5 kW banks." And sure enough, he was on aux 2. And so that's a lot of lint to burn off 5,000 kW. That's
Kind of that same smell when your furnace goes on the very first time in the fall.
Yeah, because there's lint that builds up within the system, and the whole idea of the heat exchanger is that we have fire inside an area, and we blow air around that chamber. And if there's stuff that's adhering to that over the 300 days or whatever it is, it burns and it smells like something's burning it down. Like the same thing as a fire in your dryer vent. You ever smelled one of those? That'll scare the snot out of you. Because then the next thing is that lint catches fire and blows back into the laundry room.
Yeah. The other thing I was thinking, windows and double hung windows. So a lot of double hung windows, the top window will come down. Obviously you lift the lower sash, but a lot of brands, the top one will come down.
Yeah.
And sometimes people, they put the lock on, they think it's locked, and they don't realize that the top sash is down just a little bit.
Oh, that's not good.
Source of, air infiltration.
Mom has that problem. She opens the bottom window, pops it open, and the top one comes down.
Just kind of,
and she's not tall enough to push it back up.
Right.
So.
Sometimes it's obvious, but in many cases, it's not. It's just cracked, and it's not showing down below the lower sash. You lock it, you think it's locked, and it's like, no,
that ain't gonna work.
It's not locked.
Something else you want to do is you want to make sure you have the emergency number or the app on your phone for your utility provider, and mostly electricity. So if you're on Duke or AES, if you're on REMC, make sure you have that emergency number someplace, and don't assume that your neighbors have called in and say we don't have any power, because I can tell you stories, and I think Terry Stacy told the best one, that everybody in the neighborhood thought somebody else had called, and they sat there for 2 days without power, and finally somebody called and said, we don't have a power outage over there. Yes, you do. It's been 2 days. But nobody called it in.
I'm the same way. I always assume
somebody else has called it in.
One of my more on top of it neighbors are doing that.
I'm not saying put it on speed dial, but you should certainly have that.
Can you report those online?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
you can. The text message is the easiest way, and I think that it's Duke that has one that you can text out, O-U-T to 57801.
I thought out had 2 O's in it.
That's oot.
Oh.
That's oot. Anyway, a little bit of prevention right now, that will help the restoration process of getting your power back on. But that's the worst nightmare right there. And don't open your oven and turn your oven on. No, that's an overdose of stupid.
Why?
You don't turn your oven on to heat the house. You don't.
If you don't have a furnace, don't you do that?
No, don't do it.
How about the burners on the stove? No?
Pat,
either one?
Come on. We're going to have to start rehearsing these if you don't quit.
Well, I'm just thinking if I was really cold. No. But I would be watching it.
Yeah.
I would be standing there watching it with the baby in my arms.
Speaking of cold weather,
I was wondering where you're going.
Do you know what the weather phobia name is for cold weather? Let me ask you. Do you think it's frigophobia, psychrophobia, or helophobia? Which one of those do you think?
I would say psychrophobia has something to do with dead bodies, so it's not that. What was the first one?
Frigophobia.
That sounds stupid.
Okay.
So it's got to be the third one, which was
heliophobia.
Yeah.
No, that's heliophobia is a fear of daylight and sunshine.
What?
Yeah. Frigophobia is fear of cold, and so is
what is it?
F-R-I-G-O, Frigo or Frigo.
Well,
that seems too on the nose.
Yeah,
like
they could have come up with something better than that.
All right. Here's one. Extreme cold frost is cryophobia, or
someone who is deathly afraid of frost.
Frost or ice, right.
Okay.
Now, how about fog, Pat? What do you think the fear of fog is?
Fogophobia. That's easy.
Yeah.
Obvious. Fogophobia.
Nebula.
Turn your headlights on phobia.
Nebulophobia. Now, isn't nebula mean cloud? So nebulophobia is fear of fog. Now, this one's really easy. Fear of heat, people who don't like being hot in the summer, that's thermophobia.
Oh, I would have said pyrophobia.
Pyrophobia, wouldn't that be fear of fire?
Isn't that what you just said?
No.
Oh, heat.
Heat.
I'm only half listening. Sorry.
Okay, here's one that nobody will get. Lalapsophobia. Lilapsophobia.
Oh, afraid of someone sitting on your lap.
Oh, I hate that one.
Yeah.
I don't have that. Oof.
I know.
Sort of
'cause,
the same thing.
Like you're
It's-
sitting there and like you're just looking at people who's going to plop down on my lap.
You can never be a Santa Claus.
I know.
Lilapsophobia is the fear of hurricanes or tornadoes.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, one more.
I would think that would be everybody phobia.
Yeah, that's just
Isn't
being a
everyone
human being.
afraid of tornadoes and
natural
hurricanes?
disasters.
Okay, how about pluviophobia? Pluviophobi. Pluviophobia.
Oh, that's easy. That
Pluto.
is that. Well, no,
It's
that
a-
is
it's a
the
Disney fear.
That's the fear of a clogged flue pipe that could cause carbon monoxide in your home.
Yikes.
Actually, it's the fear of rain. I've never heard of that before.
Fear of rain?
Yeah, pluviophobia. Okay, since you were so good,
I would think there should be a fear of not having rain.
Pat, I'm going to give you a 50% chance of getting this next one, okay?
Okay.
The fear of wind.
I need to name the fear of wind.
Yeah, or I can go the other way.
Okay. No, I got it.
Okay.
Blobophobia.
You can't say that on air. Gustophobia.
Actually, there's two: ancriophobia and anemophobia, like an
Those are both
anemometer.
stupid.
Like an anemometer. That's how we measure.
What is that? That's
That's measuring the wind, an anemometer.
boy.
But anemophobia is
I
that.
think you got. How much did you pay for this list?
I did. I
think you
got it
ripped
from
off.
Ethan. It was my Christmas present
in
from
his
Ethan.
farmer's
Oh, it's in the
Almanac.
farmer's. Oh, yeah.
Almanac.
Yeah, they seem pretty reliable.
Well, you
they're-
can call the
they're
psychics in the back.
advertisers that they advertise.
They're
In our
psych
first
people.
hour, we read some of the ads from the back of the Old Farmer's Almanac. Just if you buy it, you buy it and look in the last two pages. It's all psychics and weird people.
So when does cold weather come? Is it tomorrow morning?
I think
Tomorrow late.
Monday.
Yeah.
Is that what
Monday.
you said, Ethan?
It's starting.
Yeah, just I'm not back in with the Indy weather yet. So don't
Yeah,
forget,
Monday.
take off your hoses. Make sure your double hung windows are tight. Change the filter in your furnace because that will make your furnace more efficient. The crawl space vents, I mentioned the hatch, but if you still have vents, they should quite
block 'em
honestly
off.
always should be closed. But if they happen to be open, you can just take some styrofoam like that you can get from Home Depot or Lowe's, a sheet of it, cut it up, and then you just wedge
Block it right
it
in.
in there. Really
All right, so
easy to do.
Here are the temperature forecasts. Sunday, high of 24, low of 0. Monday, high of 12, low of -5. Tuesday, high of 8, low of -3. And Wednesday, high of 22, low of -3. So it looks like it's starting to warm up on Wednesday.
There you go. So
It'll be
it's
cool.
not going to be long. If you find yourself, it's your furnace isn't keeping up, and if you have drapes, shut them. That will help hold some heat as well. Our number 239-9393. We're coming right back with more 93 WIBC.
Exploding for space like a true nature's child. We were born to be wild. We can climb so high. I never wanna die. Born to be wild. Born to be wild.
Hey, good morning. It's Saturday's Home and Garden program. These days are hard. These January, February days.
I'm pretty sure that was Steppenwolf, and that was the music from Easy Rider. I'm not positive, but to think that that's coming out
Danny,
of
you
Ethan,
are our music historian.
only
I
from the
would-
60s and 70s, man. Only from the 60s and 70s.
So back from the big Christmas show in Atlanta.
How was the food?
The food is awful because you can't get any food. There's so many people down there. I mean, it's hard to explain. We actually went down because these are 3 20-story buildings. They're open every day. Some of the showrooms, most of them are closed, but some have year-round
Displays going on.
displays.
for
Yeah,
retailers.
But when the show happens, everything's open. The amount of people down, they have to bring. I mean, there's police that have to direct the traffic to get people across the street. There's so many people down there, but there's just not enough places to eat. So then a lot of the showrooms will actually feed people, like they'll bring in food and stuff. So if you're a decent customer, they'll offer you a sandwich.
Oh, that's kind
And
of
if
good
you're not at
incentive.
Ethan, they give you crackers and water.
Well, it's just, I don't know. I feel sorry for the vendors because sometimes people are like, they show up at noon. They have no intention of buying anything, and they're just showing up for a free lunch.
That sounds like the margarita people. Would they put the margarita machines in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little easier, though. I mean, they're bringing in Chick-fil-A and different things just to feed people because
That's
you
nice
get
of 'em.
so hungry.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. Do you want to talk to Joe now?
Yeah. The coach?
Yeah. Coach Polizzi joins us on the program from the Michaelis Corporation. Hey, Joe.
Good morning. How's everybody? You guys sound pretty lively this morning.
Oh, man.
fired up.
It's a depressing January day.
Yeah.
There's no other way to say it.
Not with you guys. Not with you guys around.
Joe, you're a nice guy. But I'm going to tell you, you better get your pucker factor ready because it's going to get cold, Joe. I hope you guys are ready for that.
Well, you know what? We're ready. We're ready. And sadly, unhappy things happen, and water isn't always our friend in those type situations. But, our motto, we aim to be the best, and we aim to be the go-to answer for those kind of issues. We just believe in our teams and our high expectations and the expertise of the people we bring out, and you can't discount the fact that our guys are enthusiastic. Our guys and gals are enthusiastic, and that's our number one response.
Joe, this sounds like a halftime.
Out there and make it happen.
This sounds like a halftime speech you're giving to the team here. This is really good, Joe.
Well, that's what
I get.
Joe's a coach.
Yeah.
I get so excited about being a part of this show. You guys are nationally renowned.
Yeah.
Joe.
Joe.
Now, wait a minute. You just lost all credibility right there, son.
So for people that don't know, Joe was the coach of UIndy football for how many years?
17 years.
17 years.
Wow.
So, and then before that, did you coach all your life?
I did, yeah. Out of college, I was a grad assistant at Western Michigan, and then took off on a college coaching career, and nothing but fun.
Yeah.
That's a great attitude,
but it's a lot
Joe.
of pressure. So how do you think it would be different? I know not in maybe the smaller schools, but dealing with paid athletes.
Oh, my God.
You know what? That's a whole different world. And it certainly will trickle down to the smaller schools. At some point, everybody's going to be getting paid to play a sport.
Yeah.
So it's a different world. I don't say that they don't deserve the money, but it will change the whole landscape.
It's an economic change.
The college game.
Joe, we saw that there are 12 layoffs at the IU athletic department because now they've got to apportion this money out to athletes. And I agree with you that, it's probably earned, but it's changing the landscape.
I thought that was all coming from, donors and such.
There's 12 people laid off down at IU that are probably going to dispute that.
Well,
yeah.
Well, you're right, though, Pat. It does come from donors and people that want to, pay for that, spend some money on that next great quarterback will have that opportunity. And it will change everything, but it also – you got to adapt and adjust and keep trying to win.
Yeah, there you go. Just like what Michaelis does. Adapt,
exactly.
Change, and always at the end of the day, you're going to win because you're going to get the problem fixed.
And don't forget to turn the dryer on.
Turn the what?
The carpet dryer on. Don't turn it off. It's noisy, but let it go.
Yeah. So
our reputation is built on that promise, and we aim to be the best, and our expectations are that we are the best. And before I get off there, I want to mention that we're out at that home show. So if we can get all your listeners to stop out at booth 324, say hello to the Michaelis gang, that would be awesome.
Cool, Joe.
That would be great. I mean, you could, show them some of the stretching routines that you guys do before you go out on a call, and maybe have a little yoga class, Joe.
Yeah, we could. Plus, there'll be some added motivation, I'm sure.
Okay, there you go.
Joe, we always enjoy talking to you.
Yes,
Thanks,
Joe, you're the best, man. Thanks.
All right. Appreciate it. You guys are the best.
Joe Polizzi from the Michaelis Corporation. And because we need to explain, because a lot of people don't realize that Joe had a long career in college coaching and such. So 844-FIX-INDY is the number. 844-FIX-INDY. Are we breaking here? Can I say that out loud? Or are we keeping it here? What are we doing, Ethan?
We're going to go up and talk to Gail.
What does this mean?
We can let it roll.
We can let it roll? Okay, let me just...
Wow, you'll rarely hear him say that.
844-FIX-INDY, water storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Miss Shayla's happens to help you through it. So I said it low so I didn't sound like a lockout.
That's
See what I did
beautiful.
there?
Honestly,
See
You
what
were
I did there?
such the professional.
Yeah,
you can surprise us
baby.
sometimes.
Experience.
Yeah. All right, we have our number 239-9393. Gail joins us on the program. Hi, Gail.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. How about you?
Oh, not too bad. Hey, I wanted to tell you, I took 3 of our grandkids to a long trip over to Keystone Crossing for a work Christmas program a couple of weeks before Christmas there. And we stopped by the store because I knew they'd enjoy it. And the grandkids, the 3 grandkids I had, really enjoyed our visit there at the store. But I hate to tell you this, 2 of our granddaughters really stole the show behind your backs.
Oh, really?
They had their nose painted at the Christmas with Santa, and everybody was asking where they got that done at. And they were looking in the store for the face painter.
Okay, well,
you might want to put a face painter in there.
You know what?
They stole the show.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Most moms would only want the faces painted after the Santa picture, though.
Yes, it was
How
afterwards.
cute.
Yes.
Well, I'm good. I'm glad you
Yeah,
guys stopped
we
by with the
enjoyed it.
kids. Yeah, absolutely.
I've been in your store all season, but never during Christmas, and I was really impressed. That was nice.
Yeah,
It's
well, good.
quite the experience.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you, Gail. Appreciate the nice words.
So how did the Bear Barn do? I walked through it. You were kind enough to take me through that big celebration
The
barn.
Bear Concert Hall.
Bear Concert Hall. How did it go?
It was very well received.
Good.
Bear
Very well
barn.
received. So
Bear, well, I was close.
It's a lot more classy than that.
So as the story goes on the train, so the train leaves Central Station, and to get to the North Pole, you have to go through bear country. So as I like to say, we are teaching a generation of children that bears are nice and kind and sing. So, but anyways, as the train goes, you'll hear that there's been some trouble. The last couple times they've taken a train through the woods on the way to the North Pole, there's been congestion because the bears have opened some sort of music venue. And the train gets caught into it and actually has to drive right into a concert hall.
A celebration hall.
Yep.
Wow.
Which features 22 animated pieces right now.
22. Are they all bears?
No, you know what? We had to bring in some because we needed some string players, so we needed to bring in a rhino. And
a rhino? Wait a minute. A rhino plays the violin?
Yes.
Wow. That's saying
A rhino and what else? A hippo. There's a hippo playing the cello.
Wow, Pat.
And there's
you can see it all at Sullivan Hardware.
And the conductor is a raccoon. Then forget the bears playing the drums. There's a couple. There's a deer playing a pan flute.
How do you feel about me borrowing one of those for when they're off season, so I can just put it in the house someplace?
Yeah, we can talk some dollars, sure. And then
Wait
there's
a minute. I thought we were buddies.
16-foot tall pyramid of 10 bears standing on each other's shoulders.
Singing?
No, they're playing the bells. Because the song...
Like the underwear commercial?
...is the Carol of the Bells.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And you programmed all this?
I have a bomb maker named Bob Groves that was able to do that. Because when the train came in, it's completely dark in the concert hall. And then as the train gets to the other side of the concert hall, the engine hits a switch, hits a photo eye, and he has it then sequenced. When it's dark, the voice comes on, "Welcome to the Smokey Bear Theater."
Now, Bob Groves used to work at Naval Avionics, and he was a bomb maker. And so now he works with Pat.
So you get that, and then then the lights come on, then the music and all the bears start playing.
What fun. So the train stops once it trips the cell.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yep. So a lot of fun, but it was very well received. So I think we'll build on that for next year. We got some other, got some ideas for penguins.
What do you do?
Honestly,
What do you do with these critters when the season's over? Do you have a big warehouse that goes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very big warehouse.
Very big warehouse.
Yep.
He puts them up in a really nice Airbnb.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially the rhino.
The cleanup fees are crazy, though.
Yeah, the hippo and the rhino are homesick.
You know what the bears do in the woods?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, speaking of which, I was shoveling my front walk, and we've got cameras that trip, and I kept thinking it was just snow. The deer have been walking across my sidewalk, and I saw these little pebbles down. The deer have been pooping on my sidewalk, and of course it melted off this week, and I'm seeing what the heck is this? So I took my snow shovel up and shoveled deer poop, threw it in the grass.
I think we call that
morning,
at Sullivan
everybody.
Express the reindeer mix.
Reindeer mix, that's right.
We sell the
true.
reindeer mix for the kids.
It's sort of a munch.
That's
yeah,
true.
that's exactly what it is.
They call it reindeer poop, and it's chocolate.
Yeah, there you go.
So, but anyways, so yeah, but the some of the animation is up because we have the
Love Train.
The Love Train. The Valentine's
February.
Love Train.
Oh, that's right.
So we take
Valentine's
some
Day.
of the same things we have, and then we repurpose the songs of like the singing raccoons and the singing bear to
some love ballads.
Some love ballads. The bear.
Quite the sight.
You are such a romantic.
The bear sings the cheesiest love song. I kind of forget
It's
what.
Barry Manilow, isn't it?
What's your
Is
favorite,
it?
Pat?
You are so very beautiful.
Yeah, there you go.
What's your favorite love song?
What's that?
What's your favorite love song?
I don't know, Denny. You know me. I'm a very simple man.
Well, okay.
And I just don't have a favorite.
Okay, well, I'll tell you mine. It's Elvis Presley's I Can't Help But Falling in Love with You. I saw that at the end of a movie, and I just fell in love with that as a young kid. I thought it was a neat movie. A neat song, too.
Could you hum a few bars?
And I can't help falling in love with you.
We're coming right back.
Thank God.
93 WIBC.
Don't do that to me, Sullivan.
Hey, Pat Sullivan here for Sullivan Hardware and Garden and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan in Fishers. Well, this time of the year in the old hardware store, we are packing up Christmas, but we're looking forward to spring. That's what I love about our business.
Goodbye,
is
Santa.
Once we pack it in, all the new stuff coming in, and we have a lot of events going on too. I mentioned the Love Train, and you get tickets. So the way that the Valentine's Day experience works is you buy your tickets online at sullivanhardware.com. You get a full sit-down meal.
Three-course dinner.
Three-course dinner. So I'm not sure. I haven't seen the menu yet. Have you?
I know it's delicious.
I know it's delicious, and there's vegetarian options. I know that.
Of course, yep.
And then once you're done, you get on the Love Train and take a quick ride. Not too long. It's not as long as like the Christmas train. And then we drop you off in
Cupid's Cocktail Lounge.
Cupid's Cocktail Lounge.
That's
CCL.
right. They got desserts, champagne, and I got live music. It's really fun and character artists.
You get your caricature done. And then this year we are doing a little spin the wheel. Not that kind of spin the wheel.
Like spin the bottle?
No, for prizes. And what you're going to do is you get chips. And so you'll have enough chips to get one spin. So you can just go and there'll be different prizes and different things. Or you can try to take those chips and then play a little blackjack or other games and increase those and get multiple spins on the prize wheel.
Has the Monsignor Senior approved this gambling within?
Nah, he doesn't care anymore.
He doesn't care anymore. Okay.
Cupid approved.
As long as the church gets their amount. So, and then out at Allisonville, the very popular Galentine's.
Yeah, the Galentine's champagne brunch. That's on that Saturday of the Valentine's Day weekend, and I think they have it
Saturday
on Sunday.
and Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's you grab your girlfriends, and you have a really nice 4-course champagne brunch in the Allisonville space.
Does 4-course means 4 bottles, or what does 4-course mean? 4.
Jeez, do you ever get
Jenny. No, I think it's just a 4-course like brunch meal, but it comes with champagne, and it's really fun. It's really fun just to do with your girlfriends, and then they also have a craft night at Keystone.
There you go. Oh, yeah. Those are selling really well.
It's a Galentine's craft night, so
it's a
that's
vase
Thursday.
thing or something?
Look at Ethan.
And Ethan is saying that this commercial is way too
No,
long.
we
and the
got
problem
nothing
is,
else here.
You have way too many events going on for
I know.
Valentine's Day.
And then the other thing people ask about the 20% off
We're
sale.
going for the record,
It's
Ethan.
coming in February.
Let me know when we hit 3
I'll look
minutes.
up the date for you, all right? That the Valentine or the
Everything 20% off sale.
yeah,
Put this on
everyone
his
asks.
tab,
Yeah. Whatever you got to do. Stop by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. You know what? Stop in for brunch today at either Keystone or up at Allisonville.
4 courses.
71st and Keystone.
49th and Penn.
Don't forget Rich up in Cicero, Indiana.
Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan and Fishers and SullivanHardware.com.
Go ahead and ask her, love like yours will surely come my way. Hey, hey, hey. Every day seems a little longer. Every way love's a little stronger. Come what may, do you ever long for true love from me? Every day it's a getting closer, going faster than
Maybe we
a
could start hearing love songs again.
Love
Yeah.
like yours will surely come my
Ethan, who do we have here?
way.
This is Sir Buddy Holly.
Benihana.
Hey, listen, next bump. The Steel Drivers, I Choose You, okay?
Heard.
Best love song ever. Steel Drivers, I Choose You.
Heard.
I'm sorry, who'd you say this was?
Buddy Holly.
Oh, Buddy Holly.
My old
Big
buddy.
Bopper.
I don't know anything done.
I think he died about this time. Didn't he take the fated trip and the plane went down in Iowa someplace, along with
I
Richie
believe-
Valens?
I believe that's correct.
Yeah, sad day. We've got a request from one of our listeners, Christina. Nat King Cole, Almost Like Being in Love.
Oh.
So, it's the season.
It's all request home show.
All request home show love songs.
Love songs. There you go.
Don't forget the Steel Drivers, I Choose You.
239-9393 is our number. Something that we talked about last year coming for spring in plants. Do you remember our petunia?
Fluorescent petunia.
Fluorescent petunia. I forget the name of it.
I don't know, but it was a bust as far as I was concerned. Have you fixed them?
Light.
Bioluminescence, I think
Yeah.
is what they're called. But
So now they are starting to be grown by growers. So one of the growers that we deal with a little bit,
Firefly petunias.
So they are.
I thought they were terrible. I'm sorry. And they were really expensive. Pat, you bought a whole flat for us.
Yeah.
Well, it was a first trial, I think they were still trying to figure it out. We could see a little
light. Yes.
I could have been underground for 4 days and not seen any light. I mean, we were in that dark.
We were in the
barn.
bathroom together.
No, we were in the barn behind our broadcast booth. And,
That's not much better.
Outside Sully's.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Shut up,
But
Alice.
it's like
I don't need that help.
But then when a bunch of them came in, and then I tried to thicken the plants up, and I didn't. I mean, it was a busy time of year, so they got a little bit neglected.
Mm-hmm.
But I really thought if I could thicken up the petunia, it would react better. But they're moving forward with it, and you see great photos of them. Kind of glowing, and
I think they're enhanced. I can't believe that plant is successful.
Well, hopefully it'll get better and better. But it's not that
it won't take much to make it better.
It's not like it's absorbing the sunlight and then glowing.
That's what we were expecting.
This is actually it is the same. It's glowing during the day too. You can't see it, but when it gets dark, so
they make memory medicine out of.
But I still think they're going to be over $20.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I believe that. They were definitely expensive. It's more of a, what would you say, like a novelty.
Yeah.
Than it would be to be
It's
like.
a big novelty.
Yeah, I wouldn't plan on putting them all around your backyard this summer.
But I do think, though.
Eventually, maybe.
Yeah, eventually. Maybe that when the price comes down and all that stuff, because I think really when I see them where they look cool, it's always like a pretty good size basket or a pretty good size container of them.
Yeah.
Instead of just looking at one petal or one bloom.
I'm laughing because the way you thicken up a plant is what? Phosphorus. And it's driving all the pond irrigation people because phosphorus doesn't break down and it's falling and it's causing these big algae blooms all over. But, God bless the Petunias. They could use it. I'm sorry I'm being so negative about them, but I really did. I just didn't see that.
I was really excited about it, but yeah, I think like Pat said, you only can get better and better. So we'll see.
It's only up to go from here.
Yeah, when you're in last
only go
place,
up.
you're going to.
Yeah, it was just
All
kind of
right.
weird. I think I spent $300 on those.
Yeah, I will say we'll keep our audience posted about if it's worth your money or not.
Yeah,
We haven't heard from JMV, but have you guys got any thoughts about the national championship? Are you Ohio State Buckeye fans? Like
No, you got to
Big
be
Joe?
a Notre Dame fan.
Notre Dame
Go
fan.
Irish, baby.
Go Irish, baby. Yeah, well, you're up from northern Indiana. That's Ethan's place. Well,
So when we came back, I was saying earlier when we were coming back from Atlanta from this Christmas gift show, Christmas and gift show, we are staying on Peachtree. It seems like everything in Atlanta is on Peachtree, but we were staying at the Hyatt right across from America's Mart, and that happened to be the home of Ohio State. So the last 24 hours, I mean, they're really putting up all these banners, and all of a sudden there's police presence everywhere. I mean, there are so many policemen in that lobby. And
you were doing the pee-pee dance and didn't get into
I came back from the show, and we were waiting for our we need to get an Uber to get to the airport. I wanted to go to the bathroom before we got in the Uber. It's like I went down where I normally go. The guy stopped me, goes, "You have credentials?" And I kind of, because I had my badge on from the show, it's like, "These?" He goes, "No." Okay.
So you held it all the way to the airport?
No, I found another spot to go, but the downstairs Ohio State had the whole downstairs probably for meetings.
So you found another spot?
Wow.
Was it a potted plant?
I'm not going to tell you
Okay.
where. I'm just saying Ohio State. I'm just saying the quarterback is possibly sleeping in my bed right now.
Is really? Oh boy!
And had I known, I would have put the spell on it. All right, hour number 3 is coming up. 93 WIBC. Hi.
Hi, Pat.
Hi, Dan.
Sounds like we're in a support group.
Tired. I didn't go to bed till 1 because, when I, after the airport, then, it's about Mary Lou, our buyer at Keystone. She came with us. So I had to drop her off in Carmel. So it was about 45 minutes. And then if I drive that long, then I can't just go to bed. It's like, so I stayed up till 1, kind of.
You remember driving with people and there's lots of people in the car and they say, "We'll stay awake and we'll work with you." I remember we wanted to go up to a Blackhawks game, and Andy begged me to go up to the Blackhawks game. He said, "Dad," he says, "I know what after it's over, you're going to want to come back." And he said, "I will stay up the whole way." Okay. So we pull out of the parking lot. I bet I haven't gone 100 yards. His head's cracked all the way back.
Was it just the two of you?
It's just the two of us. But we loved going up to the Blackhawks. I caught a puck there once.
Did you really?
Caught a puck, fell backwards and dropped the puck in a guy's chips and cheese. He pulls it out and gives it back to me. It still has all the cheese marks all over it.
You're kidding.
No, it's the greatest game in the world.
With all the cameras, you pretty much have to know that everything that you're being recorded.
Yeah.
And how many people have got caught at a game, could be hockey, could be baseball, of grabbing a ball or a puck from a little kid?
That's just bad upbringing. Does your selfish gland swell up and choke off the blood supply to your brain? Taking it away from a kid?
I don't know. There's a really bad one from this lady that just took it right out from this little girl.
And then when the crowd shows it, who's ever on the camera starts replaying it, and she gets booed. That's when it. Yeah. Creepy people.
Come on, everybody. It's just a puck or a ball. Always. If you ever catch one, you look left and right and try to find a kid to give that to.
The guy that can really talk all about that because he's caught baseballs, he's caught footballs.
And I bet he's given every one to a child.
Hockey puck, Gordie Howe. He caught Gordie Howe's puck.
JMV joins us on the program. Hey, John.
Exactly. You look left, right for a kid. Here's the thing, too. If you're fortunate enough to get one, all right, then that's your memory. Your memory is not taking it home
Exactly.
and putting it up. The memory is that, and then you hand it off. And I'll tell you what,
You hand it off. Even your selfish gland that Denny was talking about can be satisfied because when you hand it off and they showed that on the Jumbotron, you're going to get a huge cheer.
Yeah,
that's right.
So that's how that can be satisfied. But unfortunately, we live in a world with too many jackasses, and unfortunately, they're too easy to see and find and understand.
Well,
now than they used to
gratefully,
be.
fortunately, we can see who these creeps are, John, because they're all narcissists.
Let's not go
they're-
crazy. It's
They're
just
narcissists, and they deserve all the shame we can give them.
all right. I'm just
Yeah, left and right. Give it away, guys. How we doing?
I
this
missed
Saturday
you last
morning?
week, John. I fell asleep before you came on, but you
Well,
got to see a good
okay.
game.
Would you hit up MCL at 4:00 in the
Yeah.
afternoon?
Shut up, John.
That's right.
Late and then fall asleep by 6. Is that what happened?
John, I get up at
Got-
4 o'clock in the morning to
Got
milk
there-
the cows.
got the early bird. He got there. The early bird got the those double mashed potatoes on the early bird.
Going to bed after Jeopardy. That's what my grandma used to do. I'm going to bed after Jeopardy. That's at
John,
7:30.
I know where you live, and I can fly over your house in that gyroplane.
Dude, you should
No,
see.
hey.
Yeah.
Generationally speaking, though, that was a fine generation, and so is yours, Denny.
Don't patronize
I value
me.
sleep now more than ever. I didn't used to sleep at all, but since I've lost a lot of pounds, I value sleep a lot more now.
Hey, John, I'm just telling you, rush hour in the afternoon in Fort Myers is about 4:30 in the afternoon. That's everyone's going to dinner at the early bird. And so if you
Isn't
wait,
that what they used to have the Jack Benny plate special? They served
Oh,
about
now see,
4:30.
I know how old you
Yeah.
are because now they call it something else at MCL. It
Yeah.
used to be called the Jack Benny plate, and then they called it something else named after one of the owner's wives.
My grandma used to get chicken and then put the leftover bones in her napkin and put it in her purse for her dog Pepper.
Really? Chicken
And then
bones?
used to also do the same thing with other people's plates that they left. So yes, it was always a treat.
MCL, it's a rite of passage.
did she take the sugar packets with her too?
She would.
Oh, John.
Sugar packets in the purse right next to the free dance.
Dick Crumb told everybody that once that the best ant prevention that you could get is the pink packets of NutraSweet or whatever it was. And he was telling everybody, he says, yeah, if you go to MCL, just take them. We get a phone call from MCL say, would you please tell Dick not to tell people to steal our pink sugar packet? Remember that? It was crazy.
Crumb was something else. Crumb would always tell everyone that the IPL grinds up the old telephone poles and stuff, and to get they'll give you that mulch for free. Well, it's it's horrible stuff because it's all coarse, and it's probably has wires in it and everything else. But he would always go when we used to work out at the where Terry is right now.
State Fair.
At the home show would have some, but more at the Flower and Patio show.
4 5-gallon
He would
buckets.
steal the mulch.
Yep.
So he's stealing mulch from the State Fair while he's telling everyone else to get ground up phone poles.
Now, why are you guys not at the home show?
Pat, it's a long story. Pat did something inappropriate, and we weren't invited back.
Hey, Pat, I did the same thing. I have not been invited back. And I did something inappropriate, I guess, too.
Well,
unbeknownst to me. But I used to go out. I would go out and with a booth with Heaven Hill Distillery, we'd have that ice luge.
Oh, yeah.
It was a big ice sculpture where you would pour the bourbon in at the top and then put your mouth at the bottom, and it would slide right down into your cup or your mouth.
That's a Southern Indiana thing. You hillbilly.
I'm pretty sure I know why you weren't invited back.
Yeah.
We had the longest line there, and then others got mad. The people around us got mad because they felt they weren't getting the type of eyeballs on them because our line was so long, so they complained. And then we got booted out.
That is so
I know, but
JMV.
you were kind of loosening up the customer for them, if you know what I mean.
Well, they don't understand. I mean, I'm sure that they just thought, okay, this person paid how much for this booth space, and now they're complaining.
Yeah.
And all we did, you're right, Pat. All we're trying to do is loosen people up and have some fun.
Have some fun.
Sometimes we get around too many tight asses, and you can't have any fun. Everybody's got to put the hammer down on you. And we were careful about it. It's not like I was letting anybody and everybody do it, but it was a good time. And about 3 years ago, it was squashed because they felt it was inappropriate enough to do it. But it was a great thing. It was the most popular thing outside of the show house that was out there.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah. So
John-
the ice luge, Benny.
Yeah.
Try an ice luge one of these
Now
days.
the Hammer and Nigel guys, they've got some tequila named after them. Or do you ever do any hooch named after you, JMV?
Any what? Any hooch? You know what? We've tried. Here's my thing. I've got Heaven Hill Distillery is me basically. You know what I mean, being on radio. They're my partner,
right?
And I don't want to develop anything else that would ever challenge my partners. That makes sense to you, right there.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
What was the name of that? What's the name of that brand?
Larceny Bourbon, Evan Williams.
There we go.
The Heaven Hill products. They're mine. They're me. So yeah, I do, but just in a different way. But no, Hammer and Nigel, unbeknownst to anybody, we sit and have a meeting about 35 minutes before we both go on across the hall from one another on level 4, Monday through Friday, when I'm in studio and not out of studio. Have a little meeting right there. And
Allison is John.
Get loose.
Allison is currently rolling her eyes.
Yeah. Well, he said unbeknownst
about this meeting.
He's saying unbeknownst to meeting. Everyone in the building knows they're meeting.
Oh.
It's a very exclusive meeting, but it's a special kind of meeting they have
with
before
Dixie
each show.
cups and a glass bottle.
Yeah, Dixie cups is when they're being classy.
Yeah.
Do you
if you walk through the door into our meeting, then you have to take a shot.
Okay.
You can't leave without doing that. You got to sniff it. You got to do a little bit of something. Right?
Act like
if
a
you walk into a
connoisseur.
blues club, hey, you can't leave until you sing the blues.
Does everybody throw their hand in and you team on 3 when you're done and all that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we just talk over stuff. We talk about, because we're big fans of you guys, we talk about the Saturday show, and I tell them all the time how much I like them.
Definitely always top of mind.
Yeah, top of mind.
No,
Johnny,
seriously.
all right,
This is
so
exactly the type
what
of
time are you
local
going to be on
radio
tonight,
that-
boss? What time are you going to be on?
Tonight?
Yeah.
6 o'clock.
All
Whether
right.
you're going to be able to stay up past 6 to listen. Now, I will
you
say,
smart
John,
aleck.
not your wheelhouse.
I was about to give you a request. I want to hear the Dillards singing Dooley. Since
You're gonna
we're
have to
talking
call.
about hooch. Oh, okay, I'll call him. He knows what
You want me
Dooley
to-
is.
You want me to sing? You want me to sing Dooley right now?
Go for it. I can't believe
Dooley. What'd you say? Something down the
Slipping
holler?
up the ho-
Dooley,
slipping up
trying
the
to make
holler.
a dollar, Dooley. Give me a swaller and I'll pay you back someday.
That's right. He had
I got to tell you, John, I think Fulton sang for us earlier today, and I think his voice was a little
bit
better
better
than yours.
yours.
Well, he's called every show in Indianapolis and done the same thing, I think. Now, have you heard I have a remix of Fulton and Earth, Wind, and Fire on the JMV Takeover. Have you heard it?
No, but he was telling us about it. I didn't quite, didn't.
Yeah, it starts out with Fulton on the ukulele and then gets into Philip Bailey and the fellas from Earth, Wind, and Fire. It's my September remix with Fulton and Earth, Wind, and Fire. I don't
Such
know
talent.
if Earth, Wind, and Fire would be aware of this yet, but they're going to be, because Fulton will probably call them and tell them.
Yes.
John, looking forward
hey,
to
you know
tonight.
what, John? But nice to you. You kind of taking care of Fulton. That is a really cool thing.
No, he's a good dude. He is a good dude, and we're happy to have him a part of our radio family, because we all know that we got a lot of radio family members.
He's going to be 26 on Monday.
And he'll call.
26.
He'll call you and let you know.
He'll probably sing something on the ukulele. He's good. He's like Don Ho Jr. on the ukulele.
I got to be honest with you.
Don Ho from Hawaii.
He's really getting good. He is getting good. I'm not sure he's Don Ho yet, but I mean, he's right there.
Okay, John.
Very, very talented. All right, guys, you got to go?
Well, yep, we got to go. We'll be listening tonight. It's the JMV Takeover on B105.7, and that is from 6 until midnight. It's all requests, normally 80s.
It's great radio.
Some 90s. He'll dive into some 70s. So that's tonight, and then you can find John on our sister station. Or we don't say sister anymore. What do we say?
Oh, really? I still call Sister Station.
I think we say it our
105.7.
affiliate. Yeah, something like that.
Oh.
So, and Monday through Friday, 3 until he gets tired on the fan. Joining us on the program, who never gets tired, is George Faber from Faber B Window. Hey, George.
Good morning. So I can call in tonight with JMV and ask for the Purdue fight song?
You absolutely can.
could.
You absolutely can. So I was when I was in Atlanta at the Christmas show, George, They have these really cool, it's called an infinity mirror where you kind of look in to something like it's endless, and they're doing sports things, and they had IU, they had the Colts, and they said, hey, would you be interested in getting some Purdue? I said, hell yes, I would, because they're trying to get a big enough order to produce the Purdue. So if I can put you down for a couple of them, that'd be good, and then I'll push the order up a little bit.
Count me for two, Pat.
Okay. All right. Good deal. How's everything at B Window?
Well, it's a beautiful time of year. We got the home show that just started, and it's going all week through next weekend. And we've got 3 booths down there at the show. This is a great time of the year. You know, everybody's thinking about the spring and what kind of projects they want to do. And you can come down, and we've got all of our windows on display, and our entry doors and patio doors, and our siding, as well as our bathrooms. We have a separate booth just for our bathrooms. And so it's a great time of the year to get good ideas about what to do and be able to get prices on what the project's going to cost. And we've got a promo right now to try to help people with their project, and that's 18 months, no payments, no interest. And so it's a great time of the year. I encourage everybody to go down to the home show.
All right. So, and how many booths do you have?
We got 3 booths down at the show in both buildings.
Okay, well, if you were ever going to be in one of them, we'd pass that along because I think people would want their pictures. You know, you and George. Hey, Purdue basketball. Now, obviously, you're a former player. How do you assess this year's team?
Well, I think what's happening is I think Matt's found a combination the last few games that, you know, everything's about culture and finding your role and people playing in their role. And I think he went through with Zach Edey leaving and everything. They played everything for Edey. And now that group that he's got that's started the last couple, 3 or 4 games is, I think, coming together, and they're playing pretty well. So.
Well, good. It looks like it's going to be another good season for Purdue, and always a good season for B Window and the great deals you got going on. George, thanks for spending a little time with us. Hope you have a great rest of the weekend. The number for the great specials, or stop in at the home show, really. That would be a great way to really kind of talk to somebody. No pressure. There's not any pressure with B Window anyways. They'll lay it out. They'll talk about what your dreams are, and they'll try to make those dreams come true. The number 800-233-0169. That's 800-233-0169, bwindow.com.
Every day in 100 different ways, I make the choice to stay. I can hit the open road and run my life away, but I choose you every day.
This is a love song.
I see lovers all around me giving up and giving in. They decided that it's over before it begins. Is it easier or is it easier?
It's the Steel Drivers.
I don't have
So you say. Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome. Pat Sullivan along with Denny Smith. Terry Stacy is at the home show.
Please stop and see her at the main stage.
Allison Lemons is to my right. Ethan is to my left behind the big board. Our phone is 239-9393. We have Craft Corner coming up a little in just a few minutes, actually, this half hour. I will be assisting Allison because in Terry's absence.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes without Terry. But one way or another, you will be entertained.
It'll be good.
Yeah, it's going to be
so,
great.
So, Pat, do you know who Red Adair is?
Yeah, Red Adair was one of the firefighters. When they had big fires, they would always bring in a Red Adair.
That's right. And his real name was Paul something, but his nickname was Red because he was in a bomb disposal unit during World War II, but he could fix oil well fires.
Oh, that's what it was, oil well.
Yeah, and after Iraq, they sent him over there when Saddam Hussein blew them all up, and he got it all fixed. Well, the newest thing in the plumbing industry is to cut a line that is live with water, whether it's a half-inch, three-quarter-inch, up to 2-inch. I've seen a 2-inch now. And while the water is coming out of it, you open up a gate valve, you slide it on, you close, you make the joint on it with a compression, a hydraulic compression fitting, and then you shut off the water. And it's really, really interesting. I never thought I'd see competition amongst plumbers this way, but what they do is they get everything ready. They have a gate valve, and they leave it on open, okay? They get their joint and their compression rings ready on their hydraulic closer. Have you seen that where you put two pieces of copper together and with a little rubber O-ring and then compress it on? All right.
Yeah, the shark bites.
Like shark bites. So only this is a little bit different. I mean, they do they have shark bite valves? I think they do.
Yeah.
So anyway, what these guys are doing is they're getting it all set up for video. They got a stopwatch going. They'll cut a 2-inch line. Now, this is full 80 PSI pressure. Water shooting across from here to the newsroom. And these guys go in there and, of course, they're wearing muscle shirts. So if they get wet, they look like they're in a wet T-shirt concert. They put it on there. They're holding it with one hand. They come in with this hydraulic thing. They clamp it. And then it's like they've tied off the bowl. They throw their hands up in the air, and the time stops. It is really, really cool. I never thought I'd see this type of plumbing competition, but I love it. Those are real plumbers.
What would be the most common application for something like that when a main valve to a house has gone bad or something? And you need
main valve or something where you can't shut off. In a hospital, we always have 2 plumbing services because we can't shut off water to the hospital ever. I mean, it's the one in our code books. It always says you got to have 2 mains going into it. But in a situation like that, you don't want to shut off the water, so you make a mess. But I saw one where a guy had a 55-gallon drum. He had a helper. So he cuts it, and the guy's standing about 6 feet away trying to catch this water in a 55-gallon drum while the guy does it. And then they showed how much water was in it. It was about 3/4 of a 55-gallon drum that had come through this 2-inch line when he fixed it. But it's like Olympics for plumbing. And I love seeing the guys with this type of stuff.
Wow.
We never had the technology before because all we could do was thread a pipe or, sweat a pipe.
Yeah, shark bites have made things can be pretty simple.
Yeah.
So they really have. I had to put a valve in. I just needed to isolate the master bedroom. I don't know why I didn't have.
Was this after the fire?
I think, no, we were remodeling.
Remodeling.
And so I just shut the water off, cut it, took a shark bite valve, shoved it in there.
Yeah.
Boom.
So if you don't understand what a shark bite is, it's a combination of an O-ring and a one directional like a clamp of some sort. As you shove it down, it digs into the pipe.
Yeah.
It grabs, and you can't pull it off. And then the O-ring actually stops the water, but to keep it from blowing back in your face.
Yeah, makes
anyway,
things
a little bit
pretty
of
simple.
Olympics from the plumbing side.
There you go. All right, we're going to get Craft Corner ready. I'm going to move around over to now. Hey, Ethan. You'll have to. Oh no, I'll be able to use. I'll use Denny's mic. I was going to tell you had to turn on my mic and just to remember, but.
Whew.
No, that's an awful lot for
You got
Ethan.
off this time, buddy.
Woo! Yeah. All right, we're coming right back. 93 WIBC.
Hey guys, a little bit of a switch up here. I figured me and you guys don't get to talk very much unless you call in. So, I am Ethan, the producer, and this is Home and Garden, sponsored by Miss Shalis. And we are getting ready for the legendary Craft Corner. They're getting set up here. Pat's looking ready. Allison's looking excited. You go for it, Pat.
Look at you.
Wow.
Ethan?
Nice job, Ethan.
You're going to open more of these.
So we hear the Craft Corner music start, and I'm over in the host seat. Denny normally climbs in the middle of the console to video it for Facebook.
Expletive.
In other words, we weren't anywhere close to ready. We were talking, which was kind of stupid.
And our camera was in Allison's pocket, and she was busy.
So here we are, Craft Corner.
Craft Corner.
Terry Stacy is not with us. She's out at the home show. So I will be assisting Allison.
Oh gosh,
Allison
Craft
is
Corner.
smoking on this one. This is.
Let me
really
take
good,
my
Allison.
glasses off because I don't want. I know we'll be using acid today.
Well, at least acid and maybe some fire.
All right, what are we doing?
So if you are just listening on the radio, that's great. But you can also see us on Facebook, Home and Garden Indiana. And if you are, just turn down the radio so we don't echo. And today we are going to continue the ice sculpture crafts. So last weekend we did a snowman ice craft.
Yes.
Everyone really liked it. So I know it warmed up today. But
Do I need to blow this balloon up?
Actually, if you want to.
Okay,
if it keeps you busy.
Yeah.
And so the temperatures are going to go down again. So we're going to do some more ice stuff.
That's too much. Okay.
So we're going to make ice lanterns. So the first one,
Ice lantern.
Ice lanterns. Yep.
I always love doing that with balloons.
You can do it 2 different ways.
Oh boy.
Sounds like
First way is
sounds
with
like
a
I'm
balloon.
talking to the dolphins.
Wait, do it again.
You're a good boy.
Oh, Flipper.
Okay.
What's that about Denny?
Allison's
me too.
pantomining while you're doing it.
I'm sorry.
You guys are.
Go ahead.
You've been drinking.
So apparently this is a really big thing in Scandinavia for the holidays. They make these little ice lanterns. And so what you do is 2 different ways. One is a balloon. You just take a regular balloon and you can blow it up like Pat did.
Should I tie this off?
No, because you're just stretching it out so you can let the air back out. I shouldn't have said that.
Flipper, come
so
here.
you want to stretch the balloon out like he's doing.
Pat,
and then
it's
you're going to
on.
go to the
Okay,
kitchen
sorry.
sink, take a colander, and put it underneath your balloon and fill up the balloon to about however big you want the lantern to be.
Okay.
We're not going to do that one because we don't have a kitchen sink right here. But you fill it up to your standards.
Shoot.
Tie
Where do you
the
think
balloon.
that water was going to go out of that colander?
Well-
It's going to go on your lap.
I don't know. I'm just excited to be part of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. And so
Okay.
you're going to tie the balloon and then you're going to put it in your freezer for about 12 hours. And then I forgot to say the most important part. If you have a tennis ball or a baseball or something, put that at the bottom. And then you're going to put the balloon,
Bottom of the colander?
bottom of the colander, and then you're going to set the balloon on top and it'll kind of flop around it.
Okay.
Because it's water. And then you're going to put it in the freezer. And then when it comes out in 12 hours, it'll look like this. And you can peel the balloon latex off. And it's just like a solid
It's a piece of ice.
ball.
Okay,
It's
so
a chunk of ice.
So lift that up, and we should see a hole in there where the there and see.
And then there's a hole at the bottom, so you
There's
can
where the
put
hole- that's
tea
where that
lights
little ball
underneath
is.
it.
All
I
right.
suggest battery powered ones. You can put them all around your porch, or you can like dye them.
Yeah,
with
I was
food
thinking
inside.
battery. As soon as I saw the flame, I thought,
It's
being
supposed to
it's
be
melting
battery, but
ice,
I couldn't find
battery tea light would.
I couldn't find the battery ones, so
Yeah.
we'll just.
It's not like you don't know anybody that sells them.
Oh yeah. Well, I did find these
Oh.
matches in Terry's office. I think they're from the 80s.
Oh, so now you're rummaging through
that works.
Terry's drawers
What do
when
you mean?
she's
It
not
says-
here.
Oh yeah, Gary Todd in the morning.
Yeah. There's only a few
There are
left.
some old ones.
All right, so now we've got this block of ice. We've got a candle in it. What happens?
So you can do these. They're really simple. You can dye them with different food colors and stuff to make different colored ones to go around the front porch.
Well,
But
that's
this
cool.
one is what Pat's going to do today.
Okay.
And this one you'll need a plastic bowl, or I use a plastic pot that you put like plants in and stuff. And then you need a styrofoam cup.
Okay, right there. Got
Boom.
it.
So you're going to put the styrofoam cup in the middle of the planter. Then you're going to take some rocks or marbles and you're going to put them inside the styrofoam. Just
Inside the styrofoam, the
Just-
cup.
You got to hold
Correct.
it down because I can see that she's going to be putting water in there.
Okay.
So you're going to put those, and that's going to weight it down.
You need more,
Okay.
Pat. You need
No, I
more.
don't. That's good.
Then you're going to take some either fake flowers, or if you just go around your yard right now, get some pine needles.
Whatever it is.
Whatever it is, whatever you want to be the
That looks
outside
kind
of
of
the lantern.
earthy.
So you're going to place those around the styrofoam cup inside.
Okay, but am I going to let
On
them
the
drop to the bottom?
You can let them drop to the bottom. You
Okay.
can have them facing however you want. This is what we call the creative process.
The creative process.
Yes.
So
And I know you- It's
really
I'm going for a color scheme kind of in the violets and
Beautiful.
yeah, right there. Is it important to make sure they're flattened, like kind of straight? Because I assume the ice is going to freeze around them. Is that?
Yeah, so as soon as we pour the water on top, we can kind of finagle it a little bit. And then
Where did the word finagle come from? Anybody
I
know?
believe that's also Scandinavian.
Scandinavian. Okay.
Yeah.
Allison,
Okay.
I read a lot online.
Yeah.
Kim
All
says,
right, here we
"Good
go.
morning."
So we got the flowers in. So the last thing you do is you're gonna take some warm water, because you want it to freeze kind of clear. So if you use warm
this
or hot
gonna
water,
leak?
it's gonna leak. Oh, good point, Pat. So if you use a planter, I put some tape underneath the little holes if it does have a, what is it called?
Drain hole.
Leakage thing. So plug those up, because that kind of defeats the
Is
purpose.
this plugged up?
It is plugged up because I just used it with tape. Look.
This
you
is
don't
gonna.
have glasses- You don't have your glasses on.
Pat, go ahead and hold it in your lap while she pours
No,
the warm
okay.
water
I'm
in.
just gonna
And then you're
pour.
gonna pour it on the
on the outside.
outer rim. Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is going to leak. Okay.
What?
It
why
doesn't
do you
have
believe in
enough.
me?
You didn't put enough rocks in the cup. It's going to float.
Oh.
See, I told you.
Well, I didn't know what was going on.
I'll hold it down.
Hold on.
Okay.
While they're figuring this out, Kim says, "Good morning."
Oh, hi, Tim.
There we go.
Hello.
No,
This is
Bert.
Kim.
Codwallader.
Kim or Tim?
Kim.
Oh, even better. Hi, Kim.
Okay.
Okay, it's spilling because you.
No, it's leaking.
No, it's not. You dumb butt. You you don't know how to pour from a glass.
No,
It's because he doesn't have his glasses on.
it's leak. No.
Okay. More marbles.
I always knew Pat was incompetent
I'll
at
finish it
something,
off.
but I didn't know what it was. I think it's crafts.
Oh, yeah. Look who's spilling now.
Oh, thank you,
Missy.
I don't know what you're talking about. So anyway,
There's no drip there, Pat.
there's no drip, but the water is everywhere.
Yeah.
But that is human error.
That's normal.
Normal.
And that's part of the fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a
So
water game.
is this going to float? I mean, we haven't weighted down.
We have this weighted down. So this is going to stay in the middle, and you
Okay.
can realign your flowers however you want them to sit out.
Okay.
Kind of place them around however you want, and then you're going to also put this in the freezer for about 12 hours.
Is Terry going to be back next week?
And anyway, this is
She's doing a good job.
I was so proud of myself for this one.
This is good.
Courtney
All right, so
says
let's
good
show
job.
So
Mary Jo.
this is at 12 hours later. We popped it out. We popped the little styrofoam thing out, and then we got it out of the planter. And look, the flowers freeze around it. And so it makes like a little lantern thing. I will
Allison,
say,
to defend you, Mary Jo says that Pat does not take instruction very well.
thank you. I also don't give instructions very well, so this is a great combo.
Well, Mary Jo.
Now, and see, Dana Hayden-Cox, she says, I love this. Allison,
thank
you
you,
were a
Dana.
great touch.
Thank
You're
you.
a great
So
teacher.
that looks good.
So-
And then I assume with less light that your candle would show through.
Yeah, so if you have those electric tea lights, like I was talking about earlier, you can put those underneath, or you can honestly, I think they look kind of pretty just by themselves.
I think so, too.
I will say one thing: make sure you clean the pots out. I forgot to do that, so there is fertilizer rim on mine.
Okay, fine.
I call
But you
that
know what? That's
earth tone.
fascinating. That's fascinating.
It's part of nature.
And then maybe if the pot was a little flatter in the freezer, would it have been?
Well, I had to let it melt because I couldn't get it off. So you can
Oh,
always,
I gotcha.
cut it and be it a little more
Okay.
even as
So
well.
then you could get the power tools out.
Yeah,
That's where the fun
Kay
comes in.
Tapioca says she
Don't let
loves
the-
the pansies in the ice. That's really cool.
It is
There's paper
cool.
towel by you. So
Okay.
anyway, that's Craft Corner. I did my best. I think
No,
it
I
was,
thought it was great.
It was
You
great.
just did.
I
You
would say
suffered from not a
7 out
very
of
good
10.
assistant.
Yeah, boy, that is true.
7 out of 10.
All right, we
explanation.
don't need
4 to
any
10.
of your.
Wave goodbye, kids. Here
Hey,
we go.
goodbye, everybody.
But thank you for watching. Terry will be back soon, and happy Craft Corner to all.
All right, there you go. 239-9393. We're going to step away. We'll get cleaned up. We'll be right back with more. Hey, good afternoon. Welcome.
Those first 3 hours flew by.
Oh, my gosh.
Flew by.
You know, it was, we just had a lot of stuff going on.
And to those of you who
Really, we
make
had nothing
comments
going on.
while we're doing things on Facebook Live, that's really cool. It's the first time I'd seen them all start to come through like that. Allison, you got some fans.
Well, we all do. I mean, everyone is just so appreciative, and I think they, I don't know, they're always so fun to comment. So jump in the chat, too, if you want to say hi. Facebook, Mama Garden, Indiana.
Yes, and if you want to, if you want to see that, it's there. Did we repost it or whatever you guys
Yeah,
do?
yeah.
Made it live, made it permanent.
Made it
It'll
permanent.
never go away.
Great.
Jeff joins us. Hey, Jeff.
Welcome back.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I forgot Ethan went to the bathroom. Let me jump over there.
Shoot.
Let me jump over there.
Playing the part of Jeff, Pat Sullivan.
That's so funny. So
Hey, Pat.
what happened is it's not potted up, and Ethan walked out to go to the bathroom, so no one's behind the controls.
Here we go.
Hey, Jeff.
How are you?
I'm okay.
There you go.
There you go.
Thank you that Allison actually went out and built a snowman. I'm going to tell you a little story now. Man, I got a bunch of stories. You guys need to get me on for a segment because about everything you relate to, I have related to in my whole life. So it's 1982 to 85. I can't remember the exact date. I was on leave from serving as a Marine in the Falklands and Grenada.
Wow.
And I come and my brother builds this great big snowman. No, it's not a snowman. It's 5 foot in diameter on the bottom with the hips and everything, and it goes up 7 foot tall.
How did he get it up there?
It actually had breasts on it. Believe me, succulent breasts. You don't have to cut me off, but look, breasts on it with a head that looked like the Statue of Liberty.
Wow.
Wow,
7 foot
that's
tall.
awesome.
How did he
Lady
get that?
Liberty, right
How did
there.
he get it up there? I mean, that's really heavy stuff.
Okay.
Well, he did it the snow was perfect and everything, and Channel 6, 8, 13, I can't remember, in the archives there somewhere that they came out and took pictures of this in I want to say about 1983. I think I was in the deployment of Grenada and the Falklands.
So you would have been
And-
about 22 years old.
You're exactly right.
Well, interesting.
And we built this 7-foot-tall thing that one of the channels has to have it in their archives. They came out and filmed it. It was unbelievable.
All right, they're going to look up Lady Liberty, Statue of Liberty. There you go. All right, Jeff, good memory.
Thanks. See ya.
See you, man.
I forgot how to
So what did?
spell
Okay,
statue.
so
Sorry.
Not statute. Just
So
statue.
Jeff Allison built. His brother built, a monument.
82,
quite
83,
honestly,
yeah.
a monument. So, what did your family build? I mean, he built an iconic monument out of snow,
Sure.
and your family did
3 circles on top of each other.
3 balls.
And then I found an old Colts beanie, so I threw that on and put some sticks in.
Did you guys happen to?
His head is rolled off since, so he's just a torso.
Did you happen to see the snowman that was put in the zoo, and the monkeys came in and saw what it was?
No.
It was really cute.
At the Indianapolis Zoo?
I don't know which zoo it was, but one of the monkeys went over and ate the eyes, and then grabbed the carrot out of the nose, started eating it. And the other one the dominant male came in and just destroyed it. I mean, it was a competitor as far as he can saw. But there you go.
Okay, there you go. 239-9393. Go ahead. We have Ethan. You're ready with your...
No, I had a friend of the show call in, Janie, and she is leaving for vacation for 6 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And she wants to know from the real Pat and Denny whether she should turn her water off and if you have any other advice.
Absolutely.
Good question.
Yeah. Turn it off, and if you turn off the water, then you can leave the water softener on. You don't have to do anything with it because it won't process any water. It won't recycle at all. So just turn off the main. It is important if you're going to be gone for 6 weeks. That's a long time. That's 40 days.
He's going to Florida, probably.
Yeah, well, listen, make sure somebody's checking that house, especially in the next couple days. It's always important to have somebody check the house.
What about the water heater?
I leave the water heater on. If it's electric, you can flip it if you like. If it's gas, just turn it to pilot. Don't turn it off.
I think they have a vacation mode.
They have a vacation mode, which would be turning it to pilot. Tell you what.
No, it's different.
Is it?
Yeah, vacation mode is,
just a
where
lower
it
temperature.
kind of lets down a little bit, kind of has a good time.
Jane, if you're listening and you want more information, just call me, 690-7767. 317-690-7767. But it is important for somebody to be checking the house in these type of temperatures.
239-9393. Pat Sullivan, Denny Smith, Terry Stacy is at the fairgrounds for the home show.
That's right.
So Allison is here this week, and then they're both gone next week. So we'll have Jack Phipps will be back in, and we'll talk plants, house plants.
And he'll also moderate you too.
And maybe what's coming up in
Yes.
spring. I spent... I've been with Jack since Wednesday because he works at our Allisonville location, and then he came down and we were working together on some orders.
He is such
for
he's
Christmas.
a solid guy, Pat.
Yep.
He's just a solid guy.
Yep. So, we're trying to get all our Christmas 2025. They want those orders. I mean, if you get, you try to get your orders, if you're doing full containers, you try to get your orders in before the Chinese New Year. So, so our tree orders that we buy directly from a factory, those we got in.
And so the orders that you place during the show, what time do they usually show up?
Well,
I think people just be curious.
It's a great question. So the containers we have to take when they're ready. The other ones that other manufacturers, we can say what day we want them. We generally will take stuff in August 1st.
Yeah, okay.
The containers 2 years ago, so that would have been in 23, they showed up in May.
I remember this.
Wow.
Where we always have tons of room in the garden center.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Last year, 2 of them showed up in August, and then the other 6 were in September and October, which is really late.
Wow.
So it's kind of a crapshoot a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So we're coming up on the end of the Year of the Dragon. Do you know what the next Chinese New Year is going to be?
The rat.
No.
The llama.
No, not even
Darn.
the llama.
Scorpion.
Squirrel.
Getting closer. No.
Darn.
Snake.
Snake. That's it.
Ooh.
Slytherin.
Marking the Year of the Snake.
I don't know if I like that.
Festivities last for 2 weeks, so you've got about a week before the New Year hits, Pat.
When is isn't it already the Chinese New Year?
January 29th.
Oh, 29th. Good.
And they celebrate for 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
That's so fun. I wish we had holidays that lasted 2 weeks.
We do. We call it Indianapolis 500 is what we call it.
Well, that's true. That's a whole month of May.
By the way,
That's
it's
true.
not just the snake. I'm told that it's the green snake. So I don't know if there's another thing, but I wonder why green snake and not just snake.
Well, I'm sure that someone could tell us. I don't really know. But you got me thinking about the Indy 500. So,
oh boy, here we go.
At the gift show.
Everyone following along?
At the gift show, you mentioned Indy 500.
This is where you always accuse me of whiplash.
We bought checkered mats, door mats, and then you can custom, as long as you order enough of them, they're going to say back home again.
Oh, I love those.
Isn't that great?
That's really good.
Yeah.
Those are going to sell out quick.
Yeah, back home again and it's a very nice mat. So excited about that. We also went, it's just hard to describe America's Mart. And it's 3 buildings, 20 stories, 18 stories, 18 stories.
That's crazy.
And you can go back and forth between the buildings on these catwalks. But there's stuff that, like, we ran to a place that was on the 10th floor in Building 2. And the reason I know we've never been to it is, like, they scan your badge to see if you're a customer. It's like we had never purchased anything from them. We've been going there since the early 2000s, and they just have all this crazy ornaments. So we were buying these famous faces. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, remember the ornaments we had that were real kind of crude on a wood. They're wood cut out and
you had the artist, Bob the artist. You had all the famous 50s
right.
and 60s and 70s
so
characters.
These are regular ceramic glass ornaments. But, I mean, they've got, like Judy Garland, Mr. Rogers, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Trump, Obama, Lincoln, Biden. But, I mean, then all the, what's the word for the icons?
Pop culture
that I don't even know who any of them are. So
you need to buy them because they're probably popular.
Yes, that's what I told him. I said, if I don't know who it is, double up because that means they're popular. So you're asking, like Danny was asking, how much do we spend, right? So they're going through and beep, beep, beep. They're scanning. You just go by each thing and they scan. They say, how many? 12, beep, beep, So we're trying to guess. So we are all done. Got some nice gardening ornaments. Add it to the junk food.
Am I going to fall out of my chair?
So this is the Keystone Order. Remember, we had Allisonville. We had 2 scanners. The lady had a scanner in each hand. The green paper was Allisonville, and the red was Keystone.
Good heavens!
And so I guess, like, I don't know, $5,000, $18,000
of ornaments.
Yeah, famous faces.
Oh my gosh, Pat! Now, how much is up front, and how much you have to pay for it when the container ships, or you have to?
No. This would be stuff they bring it into their warehouse. So no, when they ship it in August, we'll pay for that. So, what do you think we ordered the most of?
Taylor Swift.
That was probably number 2.
Oh, number 2.
Trump.
Oh, of course.
So they have a Trump.
Of course.
And
that
then
makes sense.
Then I think Biden. We got not Biden. Obama. A fair amount. So
who was the third?
I don't remember.
Okay, I'd be curious. Did you go? But I feel like Bob Ross, the fan base, has kind of calmed down a little bit.
I think it has to.
Mr. Rogers is still popular, though. Man.
There is Mr. Rogers. I saw that.
Great one.
I put Judy Garland. I mean, there's literally hundreds and hundreds. I mean, I don't know how we can.
These are glass ornaments. These are
glass ornaments, and I don't know how we will find a tree big enough. And I'm keeping this from our design team because that's kind of what they do.
They don't listen to the show.
They create
different
the looks
trees.
And the themes, and then we go down and like stumble like those are so cool, and then we'll spend $18,000. So we will slowly.
You think you'll surprise them?
They're kind of used to our surprises.
I can see
Good thing he's the owner.
But it's going to be cool. I think they'll really be cool.
That's fun.
I think they'll make a great gift.
Oh yeah.
Just something. I mean, there's so many people it's impossible to buy for an ornament of, whoever.
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln.
That's so fun.
Yeah. Very cool. All right. What else? There was something really funny. I'll think of what it was. It made me giggle.
Oh, what, the Atlanta show?
Yeah. I don't know. 239-9393. Coming right back. 93 WIBC. Well, good afternoon. Welcome. All right, so we were talking about these famous faces, ornaments, and one of you guys asked what was the number 2. And
I think Allison asked what was number 3. And,
okay, whatever. Number 2, because I think I said something. My son Andrew texts Kevin McAllister.
Was number 2, and number 1 was Trump.
Yeah,
and
Trump.
so 3 was probably Taylor Swift, I would assume.
Yes, I would guess that.
The different famous ornaments that are going to be at Sullivan's next Christmas season.
Although we've been debating the Taylor Swift thing. Now that the concert is over,
that's true.
Will that calm down somewhat? Because we didn't sell nearly as many Taylor Swift books. The Golden Book that you had when you were kids, there's a Taylor Swift version.
Allison, is she over in Europe now, or she's someplace else with the tour, or is she's done?
The tour's completely done.
So what's next for that girl?
That's a great question.
Maybe take a little time off.
Yeah, hopefully some rest, I would assume.
You think she's going to get married?
I could see her getting married to Travis Kelce.
You think so?
Can you see?
Like a good couple.
Can you imagine what that prenup looks like?
I think they're both so successful, though. I mean, obviously she's.
Do you remember the?
He's on minimum wage compared to her.
Yeah, but I don't think either of them is in it for the money, is what I'm saying.
I think you're right. Did you ever remember the George Costanza prenup
Just want to make people
article
happy.
in Seinfeld? He's getting serious with his girl, and he asks her to marry him. He says, "But I want a prenup," and she starts laughing. She goes, "You don't make enough money for a prenup." She goes, "I make twice as much as you do," and starts laughing at him, and then walks out of the room. She goes, "Yeah, I'll sign your prenup," and walks out. And the look on this poor boy's face, like he thought he was really doing the right thing. That was an embarrassing moment for old George Costanza.
George had a lot of embarrassing moments.
Yeah, shrinkage.
All right.
We
were talking about Sullivan Hardware and Garden. We're having our big
Valentine's thing.
Valentine's Day. It's a love train. So this is almost like a weekly segment. And it's kind of just to show you the craziness of what is AI. So Ethan uses an AI app, which he loads with a list. Is it phrases or a list of items or?
Yeah, it's kind of your world.
Your mic's
turn
not
your
on.
mic on. Yeah, you can't even turn on your own mic. What type of producer have we got
Like
here?
when you're talking, you notice how you can't hear yourself? That means you're not
I was
on.
wondering. I was like, am I being quiet right now or something? But,
So you and Allison were busy. What was Allison doing?
yeah, so she typed all in the fancy information in for me, but it can be phrases, it can be sentences, just about anything you want it to be.
Would be kind of fun for like somebody that's celebrating a birthday, and then Ethan will do those for you for just $75.
Exactly.
And you just give him the information, the person's name, and then he can have a very
Are
special,
you going
like
to do
it's
a
a
fans?
50th
Are you
birthday.
going to do a fans only page?
I'm trying to.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
Called.
Only fans.
I wanted to let it ride.
I think that would be. I'm trying to get a little side hustle for you.
Yeah,
I mean, cool.
And for our home and garden friends, I'll do it for the low price of $73.
$73.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Ethan. Generous.
All right. So let's hear the promo for the Valentine's Day event at Sullivan's.
Feel the groove, take a ride on the love train by your side.
Candles flicker in Sully's light. 3-course meal set the night right. Hearts beat like a sweet refrain at Sullivan's. So love train moving, glide along. Dinner to dessert, love song. Cupid's waiting, cup in hand.
Whoa.
Those harmonies.
A little instrumental here for the middle. Whoa.
I bet you the Bears could play this.
Yeah, I think they could.
Denny's dancing on the table.
Saxophone session is
As we
unbelievable.
dine, the stars do leave. Sunny strips, a lover's dream. Through gardens, leaving bright with grace. Cupid's place, our sweet embrace. In lounge, our journey ends. Couples, whispers, hearts trancing in this night of endless sway. Love train leads the way. Dinner sleep, the night's not through.
Look at you bebopping over here.
Join the ride on Braille of Bliss. Give it down to the blessing.
Can you work in like the website, the email,
So there was only so many characters I could put in it.
Oh.
Because I was going to try to put the dates and everything in, but
It would have been just interesting to hear in song them giving out a website.
Allison,
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we could just add at the end. At SullivanHardware.com.
Now, could you use Allison's? Could you use the same inputs she had and go with a different music genre?
Well, that was my question. So, do you pick the type of music?
Yeah, I chose R&B because it was like for the love train.
Like Don Cornelius Love Train.
Yeah. But I think that was I think it's so
there was
quick.
a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Right.
People may not have gotten the message.
Right.
I think
the event.
It sort of lost me after a minute. I mean,
Didn't
give me
expect
good
all these
30
notes.
seconds of music and tell me what to
tough
do.
critics, huh?
Yeah, tough critics.
It's
Yeah.
only $75, Pat.
73. I like this show.
They're like Mr. Jackson from American Idol. Well, that's going to be a no for me, dog.
Yeah, a no for me, dog.
I'm Paula Abdul, just clapping for everybody.
Whatever happened to Paula Abdul?
I don't know. I
Is
hope
she still
she's
dancing?
okay.
Yeah.
I know Randy lost a ton of weight.
And he has a glasses line at Walmart.
Really?
He did. His different colored glasses. I thought they were kind of cool.
Yeah, he was always known for his glasses.
Yeah.
Huh. There you go. All right, we're going to... This is such a laid-back day.
It's a relaxed day.
It's a Saturday in January.
It's going to get cold.
Gloomy.
It's
Yeah, but-
gloomy.
We're just hanging out with our friends.
I tell you what, by tomorrow night, we're going to wish it was today. I'm telling
Let's
you.
not
it's
talk
gonna
about
be
it.
All right, so we should go over the cold weather tips again, too.
All right, we'll do that
for
when we
people
come
that
back.
weren't listening. And also, what a listener brought up, the vacation. If you're leaving the house,
Yeah, we're going
what
to
you
talk
should
about
do.
main shutoffs, how to find them, and all that type of stuff. We'll
There you
talk
go.
about all that.
Coming right back with more 93 WIBC.
Seamstress for the band, pretty eye, pirate smile. You marry a music man, ballerina. You must have seen her dancing in the sand.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back. Pat Sullivan, Denny Smith, Allison Lemons.
You're right. This has been a laid-back show. Very comfortable. No tension.
Some people may say boring.
No, I think you've been really funny.
Some
Instead
people.
of a smart aleck, I like funny.
I like what you like, Den.
So we've had 2 weather guys retire. Do you think they saw the bad weather coming and were going to take the blame?
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Gregory and then your buddy Chuck Lofton.
Chuck.
40 years I saw?
I know. I was going to bring that up, and then
Between the
I
two of
didn't
them,
know
it was
if it had
70
been
years.
announced.
Yeah, it's been announced.
It's been announced, but he's going to retire at the end of May after the race. Chuck Lofton is. Kevin's at the end of February.
Yeah, I thought Chuck was gonna. I thought he was gonna stay for a few more years.
How old is he? Do you know?
He's about 48, I think.
Oh, he looks. I was going to guess 45, but
No,
it's like, that's a long time for TV.
I think probably seeing your 50th birthday come up.
Yeah.
Then it makes you.
To be honest, when you're in TV and news radio, those early mornings or late afternoons, it's a hard balance.
It really is
with those times and those shifts.
Yeah, and he's done it for so many decades.
Yeah.
So. But good for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
See what comes up next for Chuck. What big adventure?
I'm reaching out
I see what you
to
did there.
Brian Wilkes, getting him to call, and he's doing an Elvis impersonator show, and I got to get the details on this one.
Now, Wilkes he's in his early 70s as well.
No, Wilkes is not in it. Don't do that to that poor boy.
I believe he is.
He's probably
but he's hanging in
mid-50s.
there. Hanging in there. I
That'll
don't
get
know
him to call.
I don't think he has
That'll
any
get him to
original
call.
parts left, but he's been.
He's still trucking.
All right, Denny, let's review cold weather
Oh,
for
boy.
the weather coming up. We're going to have below zero temperatures. Make sure you get the garden hoses if you haven't already done them. Disconnect those from the spigots.
Right. And here's something. You should always know how to turn off your water, no matter whether it's cold weather, hot weather. You got to know where it is. And the way you can
You
figure it
got to
out.
know how to shut it off.
Yeah, that's from The Gambler. Yeah, that's not bad. It's called point of entry. It's code that we have to have a shutoff valve within 3 feet of where the water comes through the wall. So if you have a well and you know that your wellhead is in the back, it's probably coming in the back. If you're on city water, it's probably coming in. If you draw a line from your meter pit or from the street into the house, that's probably where it's coming in, because they want to make that service line as short as possible. If it's in the crawl space, get your flashlight out.
Mine's
locate
in the
it.
crawl space.
It's required by code, but that doesn't mean you can't have a second one in where it's accessible in the basement or upstairs or with a loop.
I did that in 1986, I think.
My dad said you were pretty smart for a non-plumbing type of guy.
Yeah. So I wonder what will happen. I probably used a gate valve at the time.
Mm-hmm. We had gate
before
valves and
ball valves.
Yeah.
And so
Problem with gate valves is that they spin, and as you turn them, if they're not regularly used, then you can snap them off really easy. And
I don't
that's
think I've had it turned off in a few decades.
So anyway, if you go on vacation, always shut off your water. That is a just a hard and fast rule. People will say,
how long?
What do you mean, how long?
Like we'll leave for 2 weeks. We don't turn the water off.
You should.
I'm not getting in the crawl space.
Well, then have your plumber come out. You always brag about your plumber. Have him come out and make one accessible for you. What do you do? Hey, this is a segment to help our listeners.
I know,
it's
but
not
it's like
to
if
mock
you're
your
going
plumber.
away for a week or if you were gone for 3 days, would you turn it off?
Absolutely. If you have a well, you can shut it off right at the point of entry from your well. Absolutely.
What about when you go to work?
Now you're just being a butthead.
How about when you go out and cut? You have a big lawn.
Yeah.
What if Jane is out?
This is going real well. Yeah, look at Ethan. Ethan says he's not yelling at me. He's yelling at Denny. Yeah.
No, I'm trying to get you to think. So what if Jane is gone to the store and you're out and you got to? How long does it take you to mow? 3 hours?
How long does it take you to shut off the water?
It takes a lot. So you do when you go out to cut the lawn, you shut the water
No,
off.
I
Is that
don't
what you're
shut
saying?
off the water. What's the matter with you? All right, I can't get Wilkes to call, so he's probably drinking again. So.
You know what? He sent me a text when we were doing Craft Corner, and I was taking a balloon, and you know how you let the air out and it squeaks and stuff.
Yes, I remember.
You remember? He goes, You're driving my dog crazy.
He says, I'm doing that Elvis show Friday. It's awesome. So I'm assuming that he's got an Elvis gig someplace. He's a very good singer.
Yeah.
In the Sinatra style. I mean, he's big band style.
He likes that.
Yeah.
He likes that. So
it's a big Chicago coming out in him.
He has a lot of Chicago in him. He has a lot of mafia. A lot of mafia in him, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I had
Brian and the Chicago Mafia.
True story. I had a friend that we were investors together in a project, and his partner got involved with them in one of his businesses. One of his partners got involved in the mafia, and lied to him. And the mafia
you don't lie to the mafia.
No, and they reached out to him, and he said, "Look," he said, "what my partner did, I have nothing to do with it. I respect your business, but I had nothing to do with it." And he said, the Godfather or whoever the guy was looked him right in the eye and say, "I appreciate your honesty." He says, "I got no beef with you." He said it was the most scary time of his life, looking down the mafia and thinking that. Oh, Wilkes on one. Let's grab this.
There you go.
Where have you been, Wilkes?
Happy 70th.
A little less conversation, a little more action.
All right.
Hey, we're trying to guess how old you were. Pat said you were in your 70s.
I'm 9.
Wow, so we were close.
All right, so what's this?
We're not talking about your maturity level.
Yeah, Brian Wilkes from
all
Fox
right,
59.
thank you very much.
Wilkes is
Thank you
from
very
Fox
much.
59, chief meteorologist. All right, so where are you performing?
No, I'm not performing. You guys, it's this Friday at the Marat, that Elvis tribute concert for his 90th birthday.
Well,
and
so you're performing.
It's awesome. It's going to be. I could get up on stage. No,
You
these guys
said
are
I'm
great.
doing that Elvis show Friday. It's awesome. Now, if you're doing the Elvis show,
I'm going.
Oh,
I'm
you
doing
said
it. I'm going to the show.
Oh, great. We just sold tickets expecting to see you.
We got you all set up, buddy. Look at the text message. You said doing, not going.
Maybe he could perform outside of the Morale right
Yeah,
before the
you
show
can-
starts.
yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Just stand out
My
front.
little tent.
Yeah. Get a pickup truck.
Wear your glasses because I know you can't see it when you text.
Well, Denny, I work late night. The IU game went late. We didn't get home until almost 1 in the morning, and cup of coffee, and then this show immediately put me back to sleep.
Well, we're
so,
Brian, we are concerned about you. The weathercasters are dropping like flies.
Yeah.
We lost Lofton, my buddy Kevin Gregory from the old neighborhood. When are you giving it up?
Well, that's a great question.
He's got another 20
I hope
years.
I can drag me out of here when I'm probably, lost my mind.
Wait a minute, that was yesterday.
You got a job you love to go to every day. It doesn't feel like a job, so it's kind of hard to say, I can't wait to get out. People work very, very hard all their lives, and they look forward to retirement, but that's, there's something to be said about it. It's a unique job, and you're kind of bitten by the bud with it at a young age, so it's no surprise.
Well, you're
that,
good at it, buddy. You're good at
around,
it.
But it's been a fun winter with the snow.
Yeah, it really has. It's been fun in terms of if you've crashed into a ditch and the snow, it's not so great. But it's kind of it's a winter that I remember as a kid in the 70s. You had snow on the ground for 14 straight days or more.
Yeah.
And you had cold weather. It didn't back off like it's been over the last
blizzard
few
in the
years.
70s. Hey, Brian, here's a question for you. Where is your shutoff valve for your water in your home?
That's really what you're going to ask him. We have Brian Wilkes on with us, and you're asking him about his shutoff.
Where's your shutoff valve, Brian?
Ours is in the basement, and it is probably, well, I know where it is. I can see it, but I'm not a big fan of it because I've had a water leak once before because dummy Brian forgot to take the garden hose off of the spigot out back. And my wonderful wife, with her great wisdom, when the pipe burst and the water was spraying out of the side of the wall, she grabbed one of our plastic ornament tubs to catch the water.
That's good.
So that said, the shutoff valve is in our basement. It looks like a typical garden
Is
dial.
it well marked? Can Jeej find it?
Yeah, you can find it, but I don't think it worked all that
Can
great.
Gigi find it? She showed Brian where it was.
Does she know? Okay, you passed the
pipe
test.
bursts in my house are a bit of a touchy subject. She wanted to sell it after about the third time. But the story for another day.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh, my God, Denny. The HVAC system started to leak in the upstairs, and it came down. It was awful. The humidifier that used to be connected. Who uses humidifiers anymore? I don't know. Anybody?
Everybody does.
The ones connected.
Yeah.
But there's also a shutoff valve out by the street, and that was the one that ultimately killed all the water into the house. Because I don't think the one in the house shut it off completely. It was still kind of drippy.
Hey, do you have your earpiece in?
Who, me?
Yeah, the producer's saying break.
Oh,
I didn't know.
Sorry,
I didn't know if you heard
I'm
it.
going to get a haircut. Actually, I'm getting mall cut.
Okay, you going to Sports Clip?
Oh.
See you later, man.
Thanks for calling,
Blow
Brian.
my ears.
We'll see you, buddy.
Thanks, Brian. Jeez.
70 years young.
Did you do that to him on public radio?
We got to go. 93 WIBC.
Older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia.
Ethan Patterson on the board, and the speed round is Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Great pricing on Lazy Boy, Indiana-made Smith Brothers Furniture. Mattresses made in Indiana and maintenance-free outdoor furniture. Free delivery up to 75 miles. Go to thompsonfurniture.net, the pride of Bartholomew County. Columbus, Indiana.
So somebody was asking about the black and white checked mats that we're going to have that say back home again. And so I texted Andrew to see when he thought those, Well, he goes, they need to get them on a container from Poland. Then you got to do the Canva design. So it's be a couple months.
Be a couple months. There you go. Hey, listen, had a caller call in and say I gave out bad information that you don't have to do anything with your water softener.
And you really hurt Denny's feelings.
Man, I tell you what, I went back and did some quick research.
Hold on. Hey, wait, before you go, Ethan, see if this sounds familiar. Hello. That Denny Smith is giving out some bad information. It was me.
He didn't really go to the bathroom.
Go ahead.
Here's the thing. When you leave, if you bypass your water softener, it simply means you're diverting the water from the flowing through the water softener and just stopping it. It bypasses that altogether. So as long as the water's not going through it, it's not going to burn up anything. So I tell you what, to meet this caller halfway, whoever put in your water softener, go online, do a Google search and say, what if I'm on vacation? Call the person that put it in. My favorite, I like C&J. They'll ask for Kirk, 733 soft. These people will tell you, but you don't have to do anything because no water's going through it. It's just DOA, dead in the water.
That would
DOW.
DOW. Yeah.
I'm sorry, DOA is dead on arrival.
Yeah, completely different.
All right, Sully, you got 1 minute. It's all yours.
Okay, well, I would like to take this moment in time. I don't have anything. Is Abdul coming in?
Anything? Wow.
Yeah, I think he is in.
Actually coming in?
All right, I don't know about coming in.
Okay, real quick on the Valentine's Day thing. Where do I get my tickets?
SullivanHardware.com.
Okay. How much are they?
I don't know.
Okay, good enough.
I know that it's $177 for two.
Wow, you're really going to wine and dine?
Well, I kind of see that on my phones as they come in. So, of course, that's a lot of taxes and all that other kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it is a gourmet dinner, I would say, 3-course meal. Haven't seen but there'll be vegetarian options.
Gourmet.
But it'll be a lot of fun. There's music. We have a fun band. It's a one-person band, so it's not overwhelming, anything like that. Mm-hmm. And then the caricatures, the train ride. It's just an experience.
It'll be fun.
Good deal.
We'll get you home at a decent time. Well, everyone, thanks so much. I know I wasn't exactly the
it was the perfect Saturday.
There you
laid
go.
Back.
All right. We have Abdul coming up next. We'll talk to you next week right here on 93 WIBC.